Truly, what is being a streamer if not making use of the small amounts of power we have?
I'm sure that there is some kind of
Power.
psychiatric study on precisely that matter. However, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Rolling the Isles. I'm your host, recipient of the Faced for Radio Award, Deep on Dale, and I joined here by our illustrious team. Now,
Hello.
Congratulations on winning that award, Bill.
I had to punch so many members of Radio 1 to get that gig. You would not believe.
Who gave you the award? Was it Philip Schofield?
Let's hope.
I was told he wasn't available for comments, strangely enough.
The fucking Savile Pediatrics Award.
Han, it's early in the show. We can't get away with that joke just yet. He said Seville, like the area. Seville Orange.
Yeah.
The ones that Bing Crosby used to use. Be that jokes about beating people with bags of Valenti oranges aside. I do believe we left our party on rather dire straits last week. Who would like to recount the incident? And incident is the operative word. How's that gonna be? The recount.
That's all we need to say.
Actually, I'm going to take this one for the first time in like 60 episodes, if you don't mind paying.
Take the stage,
Before you
brother.
perked up.
Take the stage.
What happened
Kill yours.
There was a big scary iron golem cog man coming at us down a hallway, and all of my friends ran away like pussy ass bitches.
Yes.
And then I did some cool like showboating stuff and like scratched him or something. But now he's really angry. That's like my main recollections.
Yeah, more or less.
That's pretty good.
We did kind of we bravely ran away and now have returned.
Speak for yourself. I didn't run away. I tactfully decided to make use of a Semtex turtle.
Well,
You
you
dropped
are
the
also
Semtex
a
out
ghost,
and
to be fair.
you
You don't
haven't-
need to run away.
So you didn't run away. You were wave dashing. There's a
It's that direction.
It's like Castlevania tech. You just got to do that weird jump at just the right angle. I will say the concept of ghosts operating on like tool-assisted playthrough logic. Still my favourite joke about the undead. Just minding your own business in a haunted house, and then someone like T-poses through a wall. It starts like ricocheting off the ceiling because it's faster than walking.
The undead have secrets that they do not wish to divulge to the living, because the living does not know how to use it well.
That's the basis of geometric necromancy. It's just getting a ghost to bounce at that right angle that you can cut down their walking cycle. What do you think the hero? But strangely enough, the hero time, the class based on the hero time himself, the generational hero, doesn't actually get a speed boost even when rolling. C'est la vie, I suppose.
That's the
what
true
else?
bigotry.
That said, any other great occurrences from last week? I do believe we had in essence retired the every third roll takes a penalty thing. That was a one-time thing for our good friends Armits. And I do believe that our local skinwalker is currently on the ground frothing at the mouth.
Not on the ground anymore. Baz has picked her up. And I think she's like just slumped over his shoulder or something.
Mm-hmm. Just to double check, Baz, what way up is the skinwalker at this point? Is she facing downwards or upwards?
Presumably just downwards in the fireman's carry.
Okay, so she's like over your
Yeah.
the shoulders, and she's facing vertically downwards.
Yeah.
So the flame light drips through. Okay. Penny. You know how I said when you looked up you could see through the ceiling all the way to the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you've been flipped around, and you can see straight down
Pray tell, what is there?
There's another moon.
I'll wave at
What?
it?
It blinks.
I
Oof.
blink too.
The moon below is a bit different from the one above. It glows, but it's a different color, kind of a bluish tone.
We have 2 moons? She'll just say out loud during the seizure, which probably just sounds like gargling noises for the
Two
others.
moons, 2 moons.
Oh, look, she's drooling.
We have moon at home. Moon at home.
Moon at home blinks back. Oh.
We regret to inform you that the moon below has lost the staring contest.
Wait, what do I get that I won against that moon?
Don't worry. It'll send a gift.
Very cool.
Okay. Now, Baz, I believe you had your turn last week, did you not?
Believe so, yeah.
Yeah, it's just running up, grabbing the skinwalker and I believe clearing out the flesh mound.
I'd already done that on my previous turn. I ran up to her, picked her up, and was in the process of readying the flare gun.
It begins. Okay. So, Cold Warmack, our good friend, another good friend of the show, has piped up. Time for 2 rolls on the D10,000 chart for Mr. Organ Grinder.
That's fantastic idea.
Also, just in from Cold Warmack for 20 saying, howdy gang, +2 10k D10,000 roll to my boy Organ Grinder. 1 for each
Yeah.
recent absence.
Bill just mentioned that.
Oh, sorry, I had to close our doors.
Thank you.
It's good to get across the actual details of the post, though. I mean, you know,
Yes.
I got the cliff notes because I was about to go do it.
Yeah, sorry, I had to close the doors. I just got back and I saw it and I was like, oh.
But thank you, Cold Warmack. Although, let's see how that works out.
Okay.
Cool.
I
Oh,
did
Bill's
promise him
taking
I.
notes.
Trying to find it. Okay. Neither the first one isn't really applicable because he doesn't have allies, so I'm going to re-roll that one. So I promised I would. Okay. Talk amongst yourselves, roleplay a little bit,
Beep,
entertain the
boop,
fine
bop.
people.
Scream the bop bop.
Bippity boppity. Women are property.
Yes.
Especially in the Middle East.
What?
Target can no longer conceal their insatiable cannibalism. Okie dokie.
Okay.
Always good to know which roles originally intended to be part of our local communist.
Oh, 2 episodes too late for that one.
Well, what makes you think that's gonna be the only time he's gonna eat someone?
Okay, that one's not something to keep in mind.
Don't give the
That's
audience ideas.
Okie
He
dokie.
already has them.
Don't
the
worry.
audience.
So the first one was insatiable cannibalism, and the second one will become apparent. So, with that all that sorted out. Okay. Excellent. Oh, with Baz's turn at a close. Olmond, the field is yours.
Let's see. All right.
It is extraordinarily close.
It's time to cook.
Again, its limbs have kind of unhinged and ratcheted round to the top of its form. It's crawling on all fours at an alarming rate.
I believe the last thing that the character said was the skeleton looked at its missing right arm and said, "Oh no, I've been disarmed." The skeleton.
One more pun like that, and I'm making you roll on one of the fancy tables.
It's still the same pun. How can you punish me for this pun I've already made?
Double Jeopardy got repealed, asshole.
The skeleton will make a yeah sound, and as swift action will jump back to the bag. The bag will then comically do a running cycle before speeding away.
Okay. Will that be withdraw or run?
That will be without draw action. I'm not
Also,
doing
so.
just run from Nalthina for $2 saying, thank you.
Excellent.
If you meant to say something else.
No, I think there's a lot of A's and B's in the chat.
No, it's just
Ah.
They're going to withdraw like this.
It is a vowel.
And then they're going to slightly increase elevation to avoid the turtle.
Should we put like a content warning on the chat? You know, there are vowels kicking around. We don't want to get the Polish to get spooked. And they're not used to them.
That's correct.
it's
You
enough
know,
of a
in
warning that
Polish-
I'm in chat as a German.
In
Yes.
Oh,
in Polish Scrabble, Z is worth 1 point.
how many rounds of Constitution
You know,
do you have left?
It's actually interesting. I was talking to Bill about the Polish language today, and I was like, well, it's kind of similar to Russian, but it was more W's.
Just in
And
from
I don't
Cold
know-
War Mag for 10. Thanks for the reminder call. D10,000 roll on the ghost.
Well, roll away.
Well, no.
Roll away, Mr. Carling. The wheel is
10,000.
still yours. As you run through the blasted remains of the fly cloud.
8,622.
I'm just being fucked with for fun now at this point.
And
Yep, welcome to
that's
the
the
show.
point of the game.
Yeah.
It's what you signed up for. Okay, that's an unfortunate. That's an on-brand but unfortunate one. Okay. Okay, that last second one is too fucky to thing. All within 50 yards are drenched in olive oil.
What?
So which one?
50 yards of where I was, or 50 yards of where I am?
We always converted to 80 to feet rather than yards because we're not degenerates. But from where I would say from where the
Degenerate
dice was
measurement.
rolled, so yeah, for where you are now. So basically, everyone is currently doused in oil.
Right, I'll take some bread from my pocket
Oh,
and dip
Everyone's
it.
oh shit.
now we're all oiled up. Time to get.
I will rule that.
Sorry.
What has happened is a roughly olive oil, like a substance, has rained from the heavens as the digging of the organ grinder has split a seam through the stone, and a great gout of oily substance has just poured from the ceiling, and just coated every surface in here. You think it may have hit some kind of mineral vein.
America will be involved now. Shit.
That shit is mine. don't fucking.
Yeah, here
Don't
comes
fucking
G.I.
lie,
Joe.
I can find the stats for a Sherman tank. Don't at me.
Oh,
Release a steam tank.
Let's see here.
Okay, so everything is now oily.
Trying to make. I can't remember if there's any tokens that are not being upkept right now, other than the one I know is on the top of my character. There it is. Where was the one that I had on top of the golem? Oh no, I dragged that one over here. That one's still back there somewhere.
There's another one back. Let me fetch it for you. Here you go.
Here it is. It's supposed to be over there with
My head.
Mark.
I need to get like a different microphone set up. This one's always being fucky.
Is there anything else? Oh, I can actually maybe do no. And that ends my turn.
oh, might be good if you mute during not talking as well as
Oh,
you
so it
call.
is audible.
I'm not sure from which end of you two it's coming from.
All right. Good to know.
Yeah, that'll end my turn.
Okay. Neri. Where are you even at this point? I've lost track of where you are.
She's still inside the magic
Yeah.
bag.
Oh
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Forgot about that. Sorry, I've had a busy week. A lot of potatoes. Oh goodness. Oh, hang on, no,
Yeah,
don't get the Polish back involved, or the Irish for that
Bill
matter.
has. Yeah, Bill has. How many tons of potatoes have you dealt with this week?
Oh, a half a metric ton, I think.
Potatoes.
Potato.
That's a real
Potatoes.
non-degenerate measurement.
What? Have a ton of potatoes.
Processing more potatoes than John McNamara.
What does that mean?
Don't worry about it. So in the avenue of jokes we can't explain, the principle is actually quite the same. You just kind of ram the blade around the eye.
I don't understand that one either. This is fine. I'm gonna continue having my seizure now.
Are they shitposting or is it British humor? You decide, chat.
Yes. Since I'm still in the bag, I don't know what I'm doing. Being in the bag.
I would suggest taking a breath unless you want to take another point of constitution damage.
Wait,
yeah.
before
Oh,
that,
she's got-
just in from Zalmas for 20 bucks saying, speaking of fucking with, vengeance is coming slowly, don't let it catch you.
Oh no.
I have the
Right,
feeling
so
this
let it
was a
campaign.
code word.
Something.
Hang on, let me upload something real quick. Also, speak amongst yourself. Don't worry about it. Oh god, roll 20 something a moment. Give me a second.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna turn
Oh,
off.
no, hang on. I had to restart my roll 20 right quick. I tried to start a new. I tried to open a new thing for it and had a bit of a moment. Oh, because I didn't have it expanded. Oh dear, that's a lot. I need to quickly close the
Godspeed, Bill. You got this. You are the best
Damn right I do.
GM.
Eat shit. All of you are going to die. You're all going to die screaming.
Oh, I look forward to it. Why? I'm not even gonna question what the fuck I was doing right now. I was gonna say he grabbed the baklava, but that's the food.
I only know of that food from that song in Aladdin.
What song? Oh, Aladdin.
Yeah, in that the song the genie sings to him when he lets him out of the lamp.
Oh yeah.
Baklava is pretty good. But I meant balaclava.
Balaclava
That's
is
what
good.
Han grabbed.
Oh,
I'm concerned.
it's a little bit different.
Don't worry about it.
There's just a slight difference between baklava and balaclavas.
Surely.
Based baklava, man.
I
haven't heard that name in years.
I have to find the edit of
I've-
where I put baklava into a balaclava.
Oh, we meant the edit of Base Balaclava Man, where he's like like everything is red and he's got glowing laser eyes. Because I've got that one.
I do.
Oh, do you?
I want one.
Okay.
One of my first, I think my only interaction with him at all was when he was snorting protein powder.
Yeah, and he got Layman. He got Layman banned from stream for 3 months.
Absolute chad. That and the microwave incident.
Yeah, which legitimately is the only thing that's ever scared Layman. please, for the love of God, take the cider out of the microwave.
When I was a teenager, once I snorted pepper, yeah.
Oh god.
Why though?
It hurts just to hear.
They used to snort the dextro sugar things in school. And one guy did it with chalk for some reason. He was weird.
It's only probably slightly better for you than dextrose tablets, to be honest.
We also did it with, like tree bore extra strong mints.
Ooh.
Oh,
Those will clear your sinuses out. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Were you alright as a child?
The good old days.
I think he was alright as a child, yeah.
This man smokes the hash just to make sure everything up there is dead.
I turned out alright, didn't I? Look at me.
No, I can't complain. You're kind of carrying the show. You bring the correct level of chaotic neutral energy to the show.
Yep.
But alignment aside. Okay, Neri, just to let you know, you can hold your breath a number of rounds equal to your con score, And obviously every standard action you take costs you an extra round. So you may do what you wish. You've got, honestly, you can just kind of keep your face next to the opening of the bag. You'd be fine. It's not like that. You're not currently in an oxygen hazard.
Okay. Well, yeah.
The worst that'll happen in this state is that Amon drops the bag down a mine shaft or some shit, or is tripped over and lands on the bag, and then it slams shut, and you kind of get booped in the face and shoved back into the bag. That's about as bad as it can really get, apart from the bag getting jettisoned into the astral plane. But
Normally happen once,
that's hard to
so-
do. Hey, everyone's like, hey, it's sometimes it's what you need to do to survive. I know, I've done it a couple of times.
Sometimes you gotta jump inside the extra dimensional bag and just fly around.
Sometimes you're facing down an astral. Sometimes not astral. Sometimes you're facing down basically a Tarask diet edition. You need to send that motherfucker straight to the astral plane, so it's someone else's problem. Whilst he regenerates from a single cell.
Yeah, I guess I'll stay in the bag then and try to keep my face near the opening so I don't fall into the abyss, and also so I can breathe. Yeah, that's do that.
No,
Don't make a roll
hold
for
your breath.
anything.
There's still a bit of air in a bag holding. It's just not a lot.
Okay.
And if the bag lid is open, it's always refreshing.
All
So to
right.
speak.
Well, if I'm needed for anything, tell me and I'll.
Now, carbon dioxide toxicity, on the other hand, is a real bitch. But
Well, what's okay? Well, my con is
you've got a pretty respectable constitution score, so you don't really have
it's
anything to worry
17.
about. Yeah, that's probably the highest in the bloody party, apart from possibly Arn. And Almon runs with charisma instead, but then again, he's a ghost, doesn't need to breathe.
Right.
Also, he's as a ghost, so he weighs 0. Therefore, he doesn't even take up space in the bag holding.
Interesting. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do then, I guess.
But
At least
yeah,
for the time being.
okay. Right, Loki. Comrade, the field is yours. There's a very large, angry robot coming towards you.
And he's specifically quite angry with me as well. I think I'm going to continue my advance in the other direction and follow everyone else.
Excellent.
I would suggest. Actually, does he even reach him from that distance that he needs to do with the draw action?
No, you can't reach him from there. He's not as far as you can tell.
Bring them both. Even though I'm out of the suit at the moment.
So if you double move, you can get up to like here.
Can't he even move even further because he's got like the improvement to his movement speed?
Oh yeah, he's got.
Yeah,
So it's only with it. It's only. I think. Oh yeah. Well, his suit's not up at the minute, but he can get up to there normally.
Ah, right.
The suit is. He's not in the actual suit. He turned it off to save the rounds, which is understandable.
Gotcha.
And this is why you don't specify things like, "Oh, DM, can my belt be powered by sunlight?" And then you're stuck in the Underdark for 3 weeks. It's like, really wish this worked.
That's when you tell them it can be powered by UV rays. It's like
then you're there having the wizard put like shocking grasp for a flask of mercury, hoping to get a couple of rounds out of it.
My suit is powered by the people.
That's even worse. There's no fucker down here but you guys.
Yes, so don't die,
No,
guys.
You're literally. It's very literal. You pull off a handle and it's like a dynamo crank.
It's like my friends are my power. Your friends are fucking dead.
No,
Don't
you
worry.
misunderstand me. Starts eating Han.
Don't worry, you can process bodies into napalm and use that as fuel for a generator.
Hello.
Allegedly.
He's not wrong.
What the fuck?
I like how he suggested that before. Hey, maybe Faustus the fire elemental can do something about the energy source.
Sometimes you need a bit of creativity.
And
True.
before we go from Kamen Rider to fucking Super Sentai.
No, fuck Super Sentai. No, we've gone past Super Sentai. We're into like Garo territory now.
Some mix between Sun Vulcan and what was the one behind Koga's series? I forgot which that fucking one was.
You should know. You should like real tokusatsu series like Red Man. Fucking love Red Man. So fucking stupid. Okay, listen, mate. Okay, before I lose my train of thought, comrade, You have one swift action left. Any actions?
I mean,
Want to shout anything at at the passers-by?
hang on, there's a train.
Shout something at them.
Choo-choo.
It's really loud. That's the 9:30 to Kiev. That is. I'll use like my socialist medicine on anyone who it affects, and that I think that happens automatically, though, right? Right.
Yep.
All right.
It kicks in a certain radius. I think you can make basically everyone immune to disease. Do you not? Or very close to it.
What did you say?
I think if I'm, could you regale everyone with what socialized medicine does?
Oh, in the real world.
So in the game.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, I think I'll beat you to it. Each ally within 10 feet, the comrade gains +4 on saving throws against all diseases, including supernatural and magical diseases. Only when you're conscious. Yeah, everyone within 10 feet.
Everyone within 30 feet cannot be targeted by precision damage.
Oh yeah, the Communist Vigilance, that hilariously overpowered level 2 ability that replaces Divine Grace.
That seems like a broken form of favorite ally for ghosts.
It works exactly like Uncanny Dodge, because but instead of going like, oh, you're level +4, they need to be twice his level. And it's everyone within 30 feet. But it replaces Divine Grace, which is arguably like the best thing about being a paladin, is having all your saves go up by your charisma mod.
True.
And social medicine is very short range comparatively. I don't think he gets immunity to disease himself.
But no, yeah, I'll just have a snack of some bread with the oil on. That'll be now had.
Casually
I've never been to Olive Garden. What's it like?
Casually takes out a loaf of bread while we're running from our lives from a golem, and he's like, "Yeah, love this bread. Need more brisk bread."
He's got social medicine. He gets a +4 against all diseases. That includes indigestion. So
was that before or after he ate the irradiated loaf?
Also, to be fair, bread with olive oil is pretty good. Especially when it's good quality olive oil.
Hella bread.
Due to the way because of how the D10,000 system works, what dropped through probably wasn't olive oil, but is functionally olive oil. So it's some kind of weird mineral oil. It tastes very nice.
It'll be fine.
Probably better than most vegetable oils, anyway.
Yeah. It's not a seed oil, I can confirm. We're all clear. We just found out this is where they've been dumping like municipal like olive oil supplies during a boom era.
Or are we procrastinating because we don't want to have to play the fucking golem sounds?
Funny you should say that. You don't want to play. You might not want to play it, but I love this kind of stuff. Let's go with. So that low piping, I do enjoy. Okay, one of your lights snuffed out as it starts to crawl forward at a very alarming speed.
What about that turtle, though?
Okay, that turtle, as mentioned previously, is one of the bear trap variants. It doesn't last very long, unfortunately.
How does it?
In fact, okay, let's find it save. Okay, this is. Oh, what do you know? It's a 60-foot line exactly. Okay, we're going to play a little game. It's called Reflex Saves. If you are in this avenue, I'm going to need a reflex save, please. If you're in a bag of holding, doesn't really count if you're in a bag of holding. So, if the person, I'll put it this way, if the person carrying you fails, you might have to roll.
That's me now. I have to roll.
Just a regular reflex save, please, everyone.
You said if we're in the bag holding, it doesn't really count.
The carrier says to roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, do I roll then or no?
That's
not
horrible.
yet.
Yeah.
Unless he fails.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, yep.
Sorry,
Everyone in
yeah.
that bag of holdings having to roll too.
Yeah.
Oh no.
but,
Said reflex.
Han,
Yes.
please roll well.
Let me quickly check one thing.
Han is in full play.
Oh. Yes, he may be in full play, but he's bad.
Built incorrectly.
Yes.
Built
The boy is
mysteriously.
Oh, Bill.
Yep.
Is it a hostile action?
Yes, it is a projectile. The turtle
Oh.
is being hurled.
I thought it was being punted.
In that case, he needs to make a will save.
Oh yes, because of course you got
Because Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Does indeed infect the line effect. Oh no. Okay, so. 1743, fucking terrible year for everyone.
Oh yeah, but Han, what happens when he fails the roll? With Sanctuary?
He cannot carry out hostile actions against me until Sanctuary ends, and it is a constant effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so. Oh, in that case, actually, he had to go with a different maneuver. Because he failed that check, he'll have to go with a different maneuver. So, still be the reflex save stand, but it'll, rather than being a line effect, it'll be a bull rush.
Just as soon as he gets to Han, he has a Zoolander 1 moment where it just stops.
It's just a different angle. So it's like, it just goes horizontally down, it ends at the feet of Comrade. Okay, if you are in that line and you roll below a 15, and you're not Baz, or people carried by Baz, because they can't be affected by this, I'm just going to rule that it literally is just like a divine barrier that just ricochets shit off. It's really, it should be what Sanctuary is. But everyone else... 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
What was the thing? Like, did Aiden manage the reflex save?
Yeah,
She
she
did.
did.
Yeah.
Your DC is 15.
Okay, cool. Oh, okay.
And I rolled to see what way around the turtle was and impact. Thankfully for all of you, it was belly up at the time. It was kind of actually, you know, given that it was pretty pitched more like a discus, so it hit you on the edge. So it would not have triggered the bear trap on the back for an additional 2d6 plus 5, as the thing instead explodes into shrapnel. Not through explosive, not through any kind of interior explosion, but sheer through sheer impact force.
It's like putting that donut on the
fragments
fan
of kite.
thingy, where it like rotates to the point of just falling apart.
It's like watching a child be hit in the face with a very high-speed frisbee. But the impact just flies the turtle into shards. And so thus everyone takes the 18 damage. First person, which should be the skeleton, takes it as bludgeoning, everyone else takes it as piercing. Also, can everyone roll me perception checks, please?
I'm guessing not from inside the bag, but no.
No, you too.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, this is a
Also,
vibrational thing.
Just in from
Oh.
Zalmas for $20 saying, the grinder has a bottle of nitrous. Swift to action, gain double move.
Gain double move.
Zalmas. Thank you
So Zalmas is
for
trying to
the
kill us.
donation, not for anything else.
We're doing gangbusters tonight.
Perception also from my end.
Everyone.
For everybody. Yeah.
You're seizing, but you are still cognizant.
Oof.
Right, you can see more than most.
Wasn't. Hold on.
Understandable.
I don't want to perceive or be perceived. Thank you. Very cool. Perception.
To be honest, Penny, even if you close your eyes, you'd still see through the lids.
17.
Okay.
30.
Okay. Nuri and Almond, you notice this?
Hmm?
There's a scratching noise from inside the walls.
Oh, great.
They're in the walls.
Which walls?
Eric. Seemingly from all around. Eris, on the other hand, sees something different. She is currently viewing through the stone.
Oh.
And you see something crawling through the stone itself.
Oh,
Can I
God.
wave at it?
Oh.
You may. Could you roll me a handle animal?
Oh, fuck.
I can. One moment, let me find the thing for it. Why is the D20 on an edge? I don't like this.
How many...
This is the second time this has happened.
Fucking... We're out here in Soul Reaver 2 monologue territory. Full-on soliloquy. What if the dice rolls on its edge?
Okay, 23 handle
Okay.
animal.
It weighs back to you merrily, feeling a sense of kinship. Now, we're all familiar with the traditional ones, you know, Raphael, Donatello, Leonardo. How about this little gentleman, Giga's Revenge?
Oh,
As what you see is a blue, almost translucent turtle swimming through solid stone.
can I try sense motor?
You may, and also any knowledge checks you wish to make.
Okay.
I want to lick it.
Do not,
It's not a
Do- it
Geiger
is not blue.
counter. Come on now, just because you're radioactive. Oh, that is my sense motive at 14.
You're not sure. Its motives seem mysterious to you. It's very enthusiastic about something.
Knowledge nature,
You may.
16.
It looks like those turtles from earlier, but this is almost ephemeral. Could you roll me a knowledge to religion if you have it?
I do not have it. Where do I? No, I do have a rank in it. Bless.
Smoke it if you got it.
10.
It's some form of undead turtle.
So if it's undead, could spellcraft work to see if it's like, I don't know.
Sure. It'll help you identify the variety, as it is kind of a...
I'll just try my best. 27.
Have you ever heard of a revenant before?
And phasmophobia, yes.
In this case, it's a spirit fueled by pure thirst for vengeance. And it will not rest until it has been satisfied.
Is it the
Put it down.
subtext turtle?
Certainly
you
a
cannot
turtle.
see it.
Time shall tell how much subtext is involved.
Could I roll something to have like an insight for Aris on like if this is a good turtle or a bad turtle?
It seems to like you.
Oh, I'll give it a thumbs up. I'm confused why I can see it, but the moon
looking through
can
the
see
stone.
me right now, so there's worse things.
Yeah, everything bathed in that soft blue, almost shimmering glow. It almost reminds you of television static. Christ, where normally in this place kind of dark, like shade and darkness kind of blots out everything. Here, in this case, it's the light that just frays away at everything around it. Darkness exists around it and behind it, but this literally just sieves through every fabric of every substance. Every light and darkness alike are completely just sheared away and scraped away almost like it's sandpaper. It doesn't cut through the dark like normal light.
Wait.
A normal light doesn't cut through other light.
Can Eris look at her own body? Just see if she can see through her own body?
You can. In fact, your eye can pivot completely in your skull.
Wait, I can look at the other moon and continue my staring contest.
You're gonna keep one eye on each of them, or just one?
Yes.
Does the
Baz,
party get a going cross on?
Baz, you've just seen the Skinwalker's eyes roll into the back of her head. It doesn't look good.
I would like to use touch telepathy on her. So just go, you're right.
I have to go for that one on your turn, mate, which will be right after the organ grinder. As you watch as he just, in a disturbing display of flexibility, crams his limbs through the gap here and just wrenches this chunk of stone apart. And lurches forward. Nice, ready to use a standard action, but just double check. Oh, yeah, switching rules that way. Okay, yeah, I'm up to here. Bargain. Okay, that's the organ grinder's turn. I should have. If I'd known he's going to have a swift action to double his movement, I wouldn't have thrown the turtle. But say la vie, we can't have it all now, can we? All of us are beholden to the chat, for good or ill.
Thanks, Chad.
His veritable thronging hive of Caesars. Everyone's got a thumb up or down. Little. Okay, Baz.
What knowledge check do I have to make to assess how much health the organ grinder has?
Engineering or appraise.
Alright. Can I do both?
Yes.
Alright.
Okay, with the engineering roll, you can get a ballpark figure. Okay, double check my notes, make sure I give you the right number. He has somewhere in the region of 250 hit points.
Remaining?
Good question. How many does he have remaining? Because that's something I was also wanting to assess.
It's hard to gauge from the angle as the injured leg is trailing behind him. It does not seem as injured as previously. You'd think he may be about 50 points down from his total of 300. Again, this is a ballpark figure. These are all rounded numbers.
Yes.
It could be 275, it could be 2...
I'm very tempted to say fuck it, we bowl.
Please take in consideration the skinwalker on your back. Thank you, very cool.
Indeed.
The party caster is indeed a bit conked out.
So, first off, I'll use the touch telepathy for action to just sort of go, you're right.
What does Eris hear of that?
It's very far away and echoey. It's like... It is... The sound is exactly the kind of echo you get from a large room with a pool in it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's reflective, as if it's echoing off water.
Oh, well, what? The moon is staring at me.
Great.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm staring back. Don't worry.
I'm I'm going to turn to Mark and say, Comrade, you take this one. As I will try and hand over the Skinwalker.
I'm just slowly, like, shaking my head.
SMH my head.
The skeleton and the ghost are currently recreating the overlapped
Okay.
shadow meme. They are not happy to be in this situation.
Do you try to grab the Skinwalker, Comrade?
I'm still looking at. I'm still eyeballing the Cogman or whatever. Forgot his name.
Organ grinder.
The organ grinder. That's it.
So it's a race to see who can try and murder it first and die. Who's going to die in the attempt first? And there's... just drop like a sack of potatoes.
What I was thinking, what I almost did last week was it's got like some eels in his eyes or something. I feel like we should.
Just in from Zalmus for 20 bucks saying, just for that, the grinder has a monkey companion with bardic performance. Go ahead, keep talking.
It's immune to morale bonuses, Zalmus. It doesn't get bardic bonuses. Well, I will find a monkey. I need to find a really fucked up monkey.
Oh.
To my Pinterest, it'll be in something in there.
It's gonna be
See,
the undead
Zalmus
monkey
has
from
been
the.
paid recently.
It's gonna be the
damn,
undead
fucking-
money.
You can tell it's the end of the month.
Well, hang on.
Fuck, I can't remember the movie's name.
Toy Story?
Yeah.
Return to Oz.
Pirates of... No, actually, that one's worse. Let's go with that one. I was going to say Caribbean.
I have a ridiculous idea that if this was a movie, would pay off because of the elaborate callback. So you remember, like, back in episode 2 or something, someone gave us all fishing rods. We can use, like, Chekhov's fishing rods to, like, take the eels out of its eyes.
Eris does have the fishing rod on her. She specifically took it with her. And it's in her backpack.
Yeah,
Probably
I mean-
sticking
Oh,
out of it.
if someone gives you freebies, I assume they're on you at all times.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think we all have the fishing rod still.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah, so
yeah.
like our fishing rods combined, and then I hold my fishing rod up in the air, and I say, "Bread."
Bread.
Yeah,
Oh, dear comrade, please lower your head for a second, as I shall poke my S-stock, or at least over his head, aim it at the creature. I'm going to go for a barrage of holy light against it. Bill, which parts of it seem the most exposed and or vulnerable?
I would say there aren't really a lot of exposed points that don't lead directly to just churning machinery. Honestly, the features of the face are the only portions that do not have some kind of horrific, like blender-like parts inside.
Basically, I'm trying to look for the parts where the eels or worm-like creatures are visible.
Through the eyes.
That would be the eyes, which are being
Okay.
illuminated.
Then the first one is a cold shot to the eyes.
You will be at -10. Do not forget this.
I'll factor it in on my end.
Excellent.
Okay. And I'll just sort of ask Faustus, back me up on this one.
You see a few flecks of flame coil around the hilt of the sword.
It's go time. And I'm going to expend my martial focus on this barrage for a total of 3 attacks. And a swift.
Just keep in mind, currently the skeleton is in the way from your position. They will have partial cover unless you have precise shot.
Thought I just imposed a -4 penalty.
Okay.
I'll factor in.
In a pinch, you could have waited till he ducked out the way, but it's up to you.
It really depends.
You
on
could
the
always
people.
you could pull a Goku and just special beam cannon through on.
I'm gonna try to not aim for the skeleton and just beam down the organ grinder. So here we go. First attack, cold shot to the eye.
Son of a bitch.
What the
The crit on
fuck?
7.
Why is there so many dice on the screen?
It crits on 17. Unfortunately, the 14 will not confirm. But that's a lot of holy damage. Jesus Christ, you're...
Could I use an immediate action's use of one ability from the War Sphere to perform Aid Another on myself for a +4 to try and confirm the crit?
Unfortunately, you would have to use your swift action to hand off the Skinwalker.
Right, though I've not necessarily done that yet because it's not been Comrade's turn.
Okay. Well, you have to use the action to proffer up. Technically, it would normally be a standard, but I've always thought it was a bit silly.
All right.
So would that be a D10,000 roll since it is a D20?
It would
to
be as well,
confirm?
yes.
Sorry.
Honestly, don't count it out. That D10,000 roll might just fucking evaporate him as well. No, my luck. We find the chimp.
Did I take it away?
14.
Oh, by the way, Bill, this damage is Sanctified Holy Damage.
Excellent. That's Sanctified's the one. Is that the version that increases versus evil?
Yes, and cannot be healed.
Excellent. He can't heal anyway. Oh, hell yeah. I found a picture of a baboon with wings. It's great.
Oh.
Is it from Oz?
Yes, it's from the Oz, the Great and Powerful concept art.
Ah, yeah, the one that feels like it's straight out of Jim Crow. Wonderful.
Oh, this is the one that it's literally just a... In this case, it's just like Shockma, but with wings.
That film gave me nightmares.
Actually, Bill, what would I have to do to have Faustus give me an Aid Another on this one?
Well, let's put it this way. How much of a favor do you want to know? How much of a sacrifice are you willing to make?
How about an exchange of names?
If he's helping you on this one, he's going to take your name and not give you his. You might be inclined afterwards to to give you his name as a show of respect. But the alternative is you go to the chat and offer the chat a chance to write something about your backstory for the reroll on that one.
Yes.
People forget that's part of this game. If you offer up a part of your backstory to the chat, they will write it for you, and you'll have to live and die by that.
Yep, and then you get daddy issues just like Eris. Thanks, Bird. Very cool.
Very.
Okay. Okay. Oh, you got a bad one. All water between. Okay. All water between 1 foot and 100 feet of target turns to air. So it's more than a foot away from you. Actually, that's quite fitting because that is probably what Fast is going to do. Okay, what? Give us an example. What part of your backstory are you offering up? You're burning fast as far, so to speak.
Right. Childhood. The context I will give is that he is the son of a troll and a hobgoblin. I've not decided which one is the mother and which one is the father. That is entirely up to...
Well, chat, I think we know what to do.
Saucy just dives in and smashes his credit card into it.
You know what to do, Saucy. Don't hold back on the AI art.
Jesus Christ, the monster mash. But yeah. So okay. Anyone in the chat, if you wish to chime in with a piece of information about Baz's childhood specifically, so that's anything up to the age of 14, you may do so. And he will have to live and die by that. Obviously, he died, probably a deal breaker, but people come back from that sometimes.
Yeah, especially the
Gold didn't.
troll-blooded types. Yeah, not fucking
as someone who's got
Gorky and,
troll. I have been trained by the finest assassins in all the world. Oh no, my neck.
So Warmac in chat is saying your mother's a goblin. I don't know what that means.
That goblin has.
She had a rough
powerful
time of it.
servants.
She has a not safe for work art
Of
laws,
course.
okay? Not safe for work laws apply for the mother. Yes.
Okay, so the official word on high is the hobgoblin. Hobgoblin or hobgoblin adjacent goblinoid or some kind of was the mother, and the troll was the father. How?
Just envision picture of USB port too small.
The train and the tunnel.
Motherfucker, that's not a USB port. That's a SCART lead trying to get into a USB port.
Also, Saucy just typed.
Oh god.
Love triangle with his parents. The third is between a goblin. NTR.
Oh
Congratulations, you have a stepmother that is a goblin.
And okay, I'm going to say that everything in this section is true. The troll has a job and is a respected member of society.
Yes, it's from Zelmus.
But there was some
goblins
marital.
are very stretchy.
You know, the only thing she could really find solace in was the fact that it prepared her for my birth.
Jesus Christ, she must look like the fucking alien queen.
Congratulations, your backstory is some eradication hentai.
I don't want to know the context of that sentence. I never want to ever learn it. If I ever do, someone dies.
Have you seen School Days?
Nice boat.
Baz's birth was like a parachute unfolding. And she ain't gonna jump no more.
Oh, somehow it's gotten worse. Good.
You enabled this.
So is that a strange tent you've got here? Yeah, well, she couldn't eat all the placenta. Bless her, she gave her best. Well, we haven't wanted for the weather since. Oh, it's so horrible. Roll your re-roll of the fucking one.
Alright, I'll just do the attack roll again.
Yeah, just roll a d20.
Oh, fuck.
Mother of fuck.
Bruh!
Roll again. Do it again.
It's happening again, boys! Here we go!
Time. This fucking guy's a fucking crit magnet. Okay, it doesn't double confirm. Jesus Christ.
So that is to the eye, by the way, as well.
Good grief. It's pretty much what you needed to hit him. And this goes straight through his DR, which is a bit of a bugger. Okay, so how much does that entail?
So it's multiplied again, right? Because it's a double crit.
Yeah, it'll be up to, it bumps up one level, so it's times 3.
It was times 3.
So that's 4.
Why are you the way you are? I appreciate it in the current circumstances, but
So that's
yeah, again, I'm saying this is going all right, but
that is
why?
like 200 damage.
Fuck, there you go.
will it make any noises as it maybe perishes? I hope it does. I am scared.
You're not the one that's literally 5 feet away from it.
Well, cope.
It costs minus the
I was the one that was running
Okay,
away.
this is not an exact figure. This is a ballpark figure. This is horrible, high pitched. It's a noise that I could not physically get the sound thing to make.
I have a
will play a
flashbang
number or the
noise.
other one.
The awfully
I'm
squeaky
tempted,
one.
but no, I don't want to do that to the chat because there might be some people with headphones in.
Fair.
I'm gonna just hit all three.
Spoopy.
As this is hot, as the light literally blurs out everything around you, it completely obliterates every shadow, every like facet of every object around you. As you watch as Faustus's flame wraps around your arm, coils up the blade, and it's like a flash fire in the entire room. Every surface just this steady flame that just skirts across the ground and burns away impurities. It's like when you watch those controlled burns to burn off pollen. That very quick, that rolling flame that just carves a completely neat line, like someone like cleaning a full-on tabula rasa, like someone cleaning off a slate. And as you watch it, the light pours out of its eyes like it's a flashbang going off within a room. Like its eyes are just the windows. And you watch as it kind of lurches forward and heaves up this enormous mass of squirming white flat worms. Seem to be unending as they fall through the air. They start to burn and stream off thin streams of great gouts of oily fumes and thin streams of white smoke that have completely filled the area. A creature kind of just hulks down, like just on all four limbs, on its elbows, trying to prop itself back up. It's struggling to even move. But it's barely hanging on.
That was my first attack.
Roll a second.
Very well. Okay. Actually, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to do something slightly thematic, which is a bit out of the rules, but I can sort of pull it off.
When have I ever turned down someone stunting?
Excellent. Because I can suffuse melee attacks with Holy Light. So I would like to make my hand containing Faustus burn with Holy Light, let Eris go, and just slowly waltz up to the creature.
Just let her
Gundam
slip
Wing,
down.
the music starts in the background.
G-Gundaming it up.
You should have realized. You should have stayed down below. And I want to grab it by its face.
You may. I believe, offhand tactic or just dice, thematically speaking?
Thematically speaking.
Okay.
This is still just touch there.
Yeah, it's still somewhat stunned.
Excellent. Would you let me use power for this? Since I'm just physically grabbing onto it.
Yes.
Isn't it
Excellent.
all no force and thus considered prone?
It doesn't really have a prone state because it is, uses quadrupedal locomotion.
Fair.
I will factor in things at my end.
I'm watching all of this unfold whilst digesting feelings of a mixture between admiration and jealousy.
And also digesting that guy you ate.
Bill, could I use
That's
it
enough
to
to grab
try
him.
and lift up its slouched form? And as I burn it away with Holy Light, I will just look it into the sockets of its eyes, or at least what remain of it, and say, I will make you fiends. No fear.
based.
Roll it.
And bada bing.
May the gods guide your dice.
Bruh.
They have
And they
guided
did.
our luck.
Hell yeah, dude! Holy
Roll.
shit!
Well, that's a good. Okay, that's a good. That is a good confirm, because the Faustus thing carries to everything. Faustus 8 another carries over to this, so that's a good confirm. How much total damage is that?
That is such a 57 plus 67, 154.
Bruh.
Well, folks, there's this the horrible stench of burning like parasitic worms gives way to this completely clean odor. Not even an odor, an absence of smell, an absence of everything. The light pours and just wipes away every trace of impurity in the area. Every malodor, every unsightly facet of stone is smoothed. Hell, the light itself seems to engrave these intricate fractal patterns into the stone around it. And the large hulking form hits the ground inert. Zalmez the monkey will be used elsewhere, don't worry.
Sadly, the monkey was not able to be shipped. You did not use prime shipping, so couldn't get there time.
Just like a next turn delivery rule.
Yeah.
As he,
You have to
as he
scream
gets
the
done
Amazon
burning
thing.
out
Monkey's gonna
every
just roll
single.
up and then be like, and just like look at the situation and then just slowly back away.
No, the
No,
postman
no,
arrives
monkey.
with the monkey and
Yeah.
sees the recipient dies. Like,
Yeah.
we're gonna
So-
send that one back.
As Baz
Yeah.
finishes burning away every iota of the organ grinder, he just sort of slowly turns to the rest of the party with his rictus smile, says, "Alright, folks, let's get going."
Dear God.
Era's just on the floor, seizing.
Wowee. Yeah, I guess I'll. I mean, is it? Are we still in combat, or is it over?
For now, it is over.
All right, I'll
How
come
are
out
the
of the bag
moons
holding them.
doing?
The skeleton will peek its head out of the bag, look over at the golem, jump out with a yeah, and kick it in the head. And then get back into the bag.
Could you roll me a fort save for the skeleton? Unironically, it has a thing that if you hit it when on attacks, it hurts.
Okay.
It has thorns on his armor.
8.
The Minecraft enchantment.
You're the proud owner of a broken foot.
Oh no.
It's a Jones fracture.
No.
It'll never heal properly.
Ugh.
By the way, I'll just so everyone knows, if this thing had gotten into close combat with a party, does anyone want to know what it does?
Yes.
And what does it do?
Rip
Every
limbs off.
turn, it's a sever maneuver, and it will rip a limb off.
Oh fuck, dude.
Wait.
I mean, didn't it
good
already
thing that-
rip something off of someone?
Yep, the skeleton lost a limb. Skeleton lost an arm, and now it's just broke its foot. It is a Jones fracture. For a skeleton, it's just a bit of glue. It'll probably fix it, but you're gonna
Bill.
get bone problems the rest of your life. Yep.
What is left of the organ grinder?
The machines are still churning. It's just that whatever was in charge of calling the shots seems to flood the building.
Could I use Reforge on it?
Huh.
It seems to be fairly. Roll me a cast level check. 'Cause this stuff
Okay.
seems very resilient to magical manipulation.
Let me quickly check. How does cast level check work again? It's just your d20 plus your cast level, right?
Just in from Zalmus for 50. You expected a near automata boss to not have a second form? 1 turn invincibility on top of initiative.
no.
Someone is dying.
As you've spoiled the surprise.
Oh no.
Oh.
I will still use it.
Thank you, Zelmaz.
Thank you,
Well,
Zelmaz,
it-
but what the
It was
fuck?
declared beforehand.
I appreciate
It was
it,
decla-
but...
It was
Yeah.
it was declared beforehand, so if Han could roll his cast level check first. Rules is rules.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry about that.
May I also talk with the moons before we die?
Yes.
Cool.
18.
Not enough, I'm afraid. You attempt to reforge its metal plating, but as soon as the magic hits the black bronze, it completely fizzles. In fact, it seems to be the magic seems to be drawn into the metal. Just
Could I make a sense motive check on that? Like some knowledge check on it? To figure out what this specific effect was. Which knowledge would be most appropriate? Planes or Arcana?
Planes, Arcana, Religion, or Engineering. Any would work.
I'll go with Religion.
The Cayuse worms were inhabiting this thing and controlling it. However, you get the feeling that that wasn't the kind of core thing to this creature's substance. And with a roll that high, whilst there's no creature like this on record, the name Organ Grinder is kind of what pops into your mind when you think about it. You get the feeling that this creature isn't proper. Its body is wrecked. Its parasites are burned away, but you get the feeling it isn't as dead as it seems currently.
We should keep going.
You have a sneaking suspicion it may be a matter of time before you and this thing meet again.
Well, folks, I think we bought ourselves some time. We should use it.
Wonderful.
A bigger issue now is that its carcass is so large it's blocking the exit. So the only way, which is currently, I say it's blocking the exit, more that the damage it did actively damaged the exit pretty much. Oh no, that's a lighting rig. Hang on.
Don't worry, it's not too noticeable.
I've been so distracted by the fighting, I've forgotten the reason that we're down here.
Yeah, same.
Well,
We are
there was
here
reports
due
of something.
Yeah.
Something messed up is down here, and you don't know what it was.
Yeah.
Considering
you've
a
run into one of the
kobold
things.
came out without
I think
its
we just
name.
Danger to the town, yeah.
Yeah, something. When the kobold came out to you guys, someone had physically wrenched its true name off of its body.
Which is kind of fucked up, to be honest. I feel bad for that little guy.
It's like having your source code ripped out. It's like a chunk of your soul.
It just deletes your texture map.
Just a big Gary Nod error. With the purple, black hex marks.
Sorry, I just imagine someone removing someone's texture files. I don't know why that's just fucking hilarious to me right now.
However, the ghost will reply, "Good, I agree," and will produce a scoop spell, and will just ectoplasm into the scoop. While the skeleton will start popping the wand of infernal healing. And how much does a bottle of evil code red heal, Bill?
So does that a wand of infernal healing? It's one. It's a
It's
10
fast healing
round.
one, but the
Fast healing one for
Evil
10
Code Red
rounds. Oh, the evil code red. Those are cure. Those are inflict light wounds. So it's 1d8 plus. In this case, 3. The person who made it is actually a bit fancier than the average necromancer.
Oh, real quick, Bill. Did it look like it dropped anything or had anything else on its person, without interfering too much with the gears or poking at it too much?
Without specialist equipment, cracking this thing open would be impossible without causing some kind of catastrophic live leak-esque failure. Unless you were very well versed in disabled device, in which case you might get away without ghost shipping the whole party.
Can we have another satchel, Jocelyn?
The ghost will look sternly at you. Please don't play with our lives like that.
Yeah,
You'd have a
I
couple
don't really
seconds
want to do
have
that. Besides, it's probably going to learn from it anyway. Don't want to give
Let's
it too
go.
much input information.
By the way, those at home, if anyone wants to run this creature, it does exist in a published book. I will reveal that to the chat later on once the show's over and I'm properly placid.
The skeleton will pop 2 bottles of Code Red, and with the only remaining arm it has, like, see that shit? See that right there? That's why we wanted to solve all our problems before we came down here.
Well,
But
that's
I
all good for
mean,
now. Let's keep going.
As you venture down to the next corridor, and now we enter into what I call the Theatre of the Mind section, because I'll be damned if I'm making a dungeon map that we'll spend 6 months doing, when I could just do some Theatre of the Mind and be done with it.
Can I speak to the moons before that? Please?
Certainly, sorry.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Penny. My bad.
No
My bad.
worries. I just want to do
Penny
that
speaks
before
to the
before we
Okay.
run off, and then it's like, you're dead now. Congrats.
Guess what? This one's to scale.
Lovely.
Scary.
It's very narrow, actually, but
oh, that's
Okay.
actually pretty cool.
be that as it may. Okay, Penny, what would you like to say to the moon specifically?
Hello.
They seem to like the regular moon simply looms overhead. The moon below shimmers slightly, like it's acknowledging you directly.
Then I'd like to turn attention towards the one that seems to be acknowledging me. Additionally, I think we had agreed that Aris's bones are made out of one of a fallen god at one point due to a curse roll.
Yep, that's indeed true.
So does that affect in any way the current situation?
It's been taken into account, don't worry.
Okay.
Hopefully Baz is being careful not to smash you into the granite walls as he's carrying you through all this shit.
Yeah. Just carry me like a grocery bag or something. I don't know, but it's rough.
Just shove you into the oversized hat and carry you using the hat brim like a carry hat.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're just careful with Mr. Chubbs. I don't know if he's like just
It's like a
glued to the
bolting through
head.
Aldi's.
But
As the party's walking through the chasm, the ghost will gently nudge everyone quite seriously. I do not want to do that again without us being connected.
Guys, pick up my Discord call. I want to be on VoIP for this match. I'm tired of losing. Every fucking PlanetSide 2 player I've ever known. But during the Peanut Gallery side, okay, back to the matter of the moons. As you hear an almighty crash from behind you, you see the great kind of blue cold light of the moon below contract like a singular point of extremely bright blue light, like it's a contracting pupil. And this is an almighty kind of slow groaning, grinding noise, like a sarcophagus lid being slid off of the sarcophagus, as if something's angry. And suddenly your seizures abate.
that means she is back to non-seizing, right?
Yes. As you
Yay.
cough up the last of the phlegm and foam from your mouth, something clinks to the ground from out of your maw.
I would like to ask to be put down so I can pick it up. I don't want no uppies anymore.
I'll oblige.
What have I coughed up?
It's a tooth.
I will pocket it. And I'm gonna check with my tongue if it was one of mine.
It's far too large to be one of yours, but it is a fang of vaguely canine origin.
I will
It's made
show
of a
it to
completely
Baz.
sleek, completely marvelous black stone.
I'd like to show it to Baz. I think the moons gave me this.
What? Can I roll knowledge relation on that?
You may. You have no fucking clue what that is.
The moons.
It's,
One ignored
I'm guessing
me.
it's a big tooth.
Mm.
How'd you get that?
As I said, the moons. I think they gave that. I think it was the
It's like
blue
some kind-
one that looked at me weirdly. I don't know. The other one
Just sort of
ignored
give
me.
it-
It was kind of rude.
The ghost and the skeleton will do a double take.
Everyone responds to that. Hang on, everyone will remember that one.
He will then pop another bottle of Evil Code Red. Good timing, Bill.
I got a can of Juneberry Red Bull. It was a special like summer thing.
All right.
Skeleton.
Well, if it lasts for more than
Ooh, that's
4
nice.
Is that
hours,
what,
you
what
want to get that checked out.
Juneberry?
Yes. It's a new
Really
flavor.
nice.
Oh.
That's
Well,
what
so
that
you go to
reminds
the
me of
store.
something. Yeah. That's
We
really
have it
nice.
here on the mainland. Maybe it'll get to you in about 15 years.
Upon
Oh,
hearing
no,
this-
we're a testing ground. We get
Yeah.
all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah,
Upon
what
hearing
was
this-
the other weird soda or something that you got here? Or drink or something you told me about?
Um,
I
Yeah,
remember,
right,
I remember
no,
you
to
told
be
me that you got whatever. Doesn't matter.
but yeah, that tastes exactly like the apple and blackcurrant twist and squeeze bottles you used to get. Kind of like a can of V energy drink.
Is
I
there
really thought
really a
Shoot them.
wait? Is there really like a bong drink called Twist and Squeeze? It just sounds.
Yes. Well, because it's in a sealed plastic bottle, and then the lid is like a twist thing.
You have to. It's the little things you twist off,
Yeah.
and you can never.
It's like a vac
reseal
form.
them.
Fact.
Just
They're
the term
great.
Twist and Squeeze. Okay.
Well,
all right,
well, yeah, because
fine.
you
Yeah.
twist
It-
off the cap and then you squeeze to drink it.
Exactly, and they're fucking amazing.
I'm not trying to make it sound weird, okay?
They go hard as fuck.
They
I will
honestly,
die on this hill.
all of
With a
them.
name like that, there's only like two things it could be. It's like the drink Mondo from the 90s, which I'm pretty sure is still around, or it's one of those moves
Oh,
out of
Mondo,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's one of
Everybody-
those
Yeah, I remember.
those like weirdly squishy plastic bottles. They like
It's
sell
like a
at, like
it's like
the
a weird vac form plastic. It's
Yeah.
Actually, that is
weird.
exactly what that is. That is what Mondo is. But yeah, it's like
I
that,
don't
or
know
it's
what the
like
fuck
some
that
move
fucking
out
is.
of a game like Tekken.
Yeah.
So it'll be something like I'm specifically armored kings moveset.
Mm-hmm.
I just
However,
just give him half of Ric Flair's moves.
the skeleton will pop another can of Evil Code Red and then look at her and say, "You what?"
fuck off. And she'll
Don't
turn back
do
to
that.
Baz and just show him the tooth some more.
Yeah, Baz, that tooth is not made of bone. It's made of stone or crystal, or perhaps like a very strange crystallized metal.
Engineering, maybe planes?
Nature?
Any of the above, to be honest.
Okay.
Can I roll
By the way, who's
perception
leading the
on
little-
it?
Yeah, yeah. And basically, if you've got a knowledge roll or a skill roll you want to make on it, you may.
I'd like to make one in consideration with the moonstruck eyes.
Okay.
Ooh, not 212.
Engineering. This is like a one-to-one recreation of a particularly large direwolf or warg's tooth. But it's made of some kind of stone or metal, and it is too fine to have been molded. Unless it was made by a very, very skilled like sculptor. You're not sure what Rika have made this, because there's
Oh. I would like to assess the hardness of it by carefully scratching it against a few surfaces.
Eris
What
will
surface is it?
glare at you as you will do so. Just like this.
I'm assuming. What one would you like to start with?
just the stone wall very, carefully.
It rips a massive gouge in the stone wall.
That's quite strong. You may want to be careful with that. I'll just hand it back to her.
I'll just hold it with both hands. Just happy.
You look at the wall. It's left on the wall is not a tooth mark. It's three strikes of a claw. Even though it was only tapped against it.
That was my gift. As you will hold it close.
Does it look like it's you could put it into like the haft of a weapon, basically? Like, say you want to make a spear out of it, for instance, or
if you tried to make a spear out of this, all it would do was split the haft the second it touched something.
Gotcha.
It's a canine, so it's not got much in the way. Its root is like basically a separate point.
Oh, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
What if you were to make a wall pick out of it?
It's not quite large enough for that. It's only it's big, but it's not like war pick big.
Can I make a dagger out of it by theorem? Like theoretically.
Potentially, if you put a wrap around it, something that could withstand it.
The skeleton will reach into the bag of holding. Will produce the twine. Want it?
No. She'll like specifically turn the tooth away from you, so you cannot look at it.
By the way, it's completely impervious to magical effect. Like, detect magic does nothing. It hits it and stops. Like, you can't even see past it.
I've got constant detect evil. Does that show anything?
Trace, like it belonged to something evil.
Right. But nothing significant.
No.
Bill, did you write a free language into my character sheet?
I think you had one spare. You never got around to assigning it.
Okay. That has yet to be delivered until later.
No, you never know. You might find a language down here that's not available up top. But
oh, you're muted, Tom.
Oh, okay. Bill, were you wanting us to figure out our formation? Because I think you.
Yes, please. I'd like to know who's on point because this is going to be very important.
All right. Shall we just set it based on this being front?
Yep. Let me just move this to the back.
I'll bring up the rear.
Let me switch off the old grid.
Lord knows you're good at it.
I learned from the best. Your dad.
The skeleton will
His father was a respectable member of society who might have done some bombing on side.
Listen, my father was an honorable parachute instructor, I'll have you know.
The bone will rattle even louder.
What is a parachute?
That's not talking about this.
Parachutes have been invented.
Yeah, though I don't think
unsurprisingly invented by the Air Navy.
I don't think she's been exposed to any.
Don't worry. Eventually, if enough malfunction in the process of the training the Air Navy, you will be introduced to someone wearing one.
Very
So they plummet 30,000 feet out the sky.
And hopefully use it, right?
There's two varieties of parachute. There's a standard parachute, and there's also what's called a drogue backpack. Drogue packs are basically like wingsuit gliders, but they they just bring you safely to ground. That said, they've got like a certain duration that they can do that in, kind of like Featherfall. So if you miss that timing, you kind of hit the ground, smash clean into it. But you can hit the ground running, quite literally. Okay, so is this the order of action we're going for?
Unless somebody has any.
Aiden, do you want to be more in the front? Then Aris would show you the tooth she got.
Yeah, I'll move up, I guess. Yeah, whatever.
Oh, by the way, Baz, because you're the person who hit the organ grinder layer at first, after the effect kicked in, heal to full.
Oh, nice.
Because that was the result. Next person who hits the creature heals to full.
Oh,
Wait, my eyes.
Nice.
You hit that thing so hard that the holy light that you just called forth literally burned off your cataracts.
I just sort of like point up to the sky and go, "This one's for you, Ais. I know you're out there somewhere."
Oh, Up there was the big moon. Don't worry, the other one is watching from below. And he was watching.
Concern increases.
You know when people say like, if I'm in the presence of a child and they start talking that creepy shit, I'm just gonna shoot them on principle. This is the kind of things it's like.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
worry,
exactly.
he lost the staring contest with me. That's probably
Darius,
why
you may
I
want to
got
consider
this
getting
too.
some more sleep.
Well, I try. Okay.
The ghost and the skeleton will start synchronizing sentences. I think we should be very deeply concerned. No, more than very deeply concerned. That girl's right fucking nutted.
Look who's
About what's
talking.
going on in her head.
Yeah, she does have a point. You are a ghost.
You're literally the ghost of some serial killer.
Not to be ghost racist or anything, but you are a literal fucking ghost of a murderer.
A skeleton. So
Not,
I mean,
not to be afterlifedist, but
afterlifedist.
Oh, also, I forgot to ask, comrade, could you roll me a D100, please?
No.
Okay. I respect that. You will not have to roll it. I respect the hustle.
Fucking Chad.
Oh, you're all gonna die down here in the dark.
Fuck.
Oh, are you ready for 3 months of adventuring in the worst place on the island? Oh,
Pain.
maybe I get more
Hey, are
teeth.
we?
you get to this next bit, it's just a cat cafe, but it's full of drow.
The only person who can save us from
It's
this
a
place-
sister location.
I mean,
the only
oh god, I saw a post recently that
Bruh.
said that drow should have an Australian accent because they're
Australian
from the
accent 'cause
land
they're
down
from-
under.
Oh, it's worse. They do use boomerangs as well, which is an helping thing. But okay, excellent. But as you're descending down to these caverns, which are these narrow, like sharp, black granite, like huge stone walls, these tunnels seem fairly recent. The edge is still sharp, and the water is still like running from the various creases in the ceiling down like completely nonsensical routes because they've not even had the chance to bore away the stone.
Are there any indications of the creature's burrow marks? The organ grinder.
This place is too narrow for him, which makes you wonder how the flesh got there. Because if he can't fit through here, and he came up through the gap previously, then there's no way for him to have gotten into that little area where the flesh was piled up.
Is it possible
I
to do
reckon-
an inspection of the wall to see if it's
I'll certainly
phase
make it-
compliable?
You may. Unfortunately, the area around here, it's black granite with the stripes of white stratified stone. There is radium pockmarked throughout almost all of it. Phasing through here would be difficult. You could try and find a patch that's a bit more amenable to it, but it would take some time.
What knowledge roll would be necessary?
It would be an exploration roll combined with a series. It would be probably a geography check, because usually you can find like these strata follow a certain grain. Granite, particularly, is like a. Oh hell, you can see it in the picture. It's got a certain like flow to it.
Bill, since sapping is a big component of sieges, could I use siege engineering for this?
Certainly, and furthermore, you would gain your bonus to your skill focus and geography to it.
Wait.
Cross-class skills are important, boys and girls. But
That's awful. That's even worse.
So 15.
okay, let's consult my favorite chart of all, the exploration chart.
Oh. Oh no.
Okay, where's the exploration table? Okay, I'm going to need whoever's in charge to roll a d20, please.
That's you, Baz.
Here we go. 19. Surely that's a
Okay.
good thing, right, guys?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a stat, and you tell me if your stat is higher than 19.
Okay.
Constitution.
No.
All of these further effects are now cumulative.
Wait.
Strength.
Nope.
Ooh. Okay, until you get a level of fatigue. So everyone is fatigued. I'm being nicer than the chart because the chart says 1 negative level till you eat and rest. I'm going to be nice and say you're all fatigued because it's functionally the same damn thing.
Thank you, Bill.
Dexterity.
No.
Could you roll me a 1d2?
Okay. One.
Okay. I'll let you know that in a second. Intelligence.
Intelligence. Nope.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Wisdom.
Nope.
And charisma.
Yes.
Oh, thank God. The last one was like charisma. Lowest charisma PC got separated.
Wait,
And would have to start rolling on.
Wait, I want to know who that would have been.
Who would that be?
Because I'm worried that
Who's
it's
got the lowest
me.
charisma?
Oh, I have
I look at
14.
the ghost. My charisma is 20.
Mine's 10. It's probably me.
Wait,
Anyone
Mark.
lower than 10? Mark's a paladin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
People forget that. Comrade is a paladin.
Look, I don't know what the fuck a
Of
paladin is.
True.
Yeah, it would have been me then, I think.
Well, actually, no, it's skeleton. Because it's mindless.
Oh, I guess
yeah.
so.
Faustus is actually a pretty appreciably decent charisma.
Wait, Baz,
Though
what is
it would be
your
very
charisma?
funny to see the arm just run off by itself.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
never.
what is Baz's charisma?
26.
God damn.
There's a reason you're the leader then.
Keep forgetting his charisma build. But, okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's try and sort this out. Okay. As you're wandering through the cavern, through the different avenues and like narrow gaps through the stern. Honestly, Baz, if it wasn't for your suit's magical abilities, you would have found yourself stuck more than once. Be that as it may. Just double check. Okay. By the way, could you roll me a 1d12 and a 1d10?
Okay. 10 and 3.
Okay. So, everyone, mark off 30 hours of fuel.
Well,
Thank fuck I've been using magical light for this.
well,
Same.
I would assume that, yeah, any must have already.
Okay,
Well, I'm on
So
Dark
if you
Mode
want,
now.
if you want to cut off your fuel use at any given point, you let me know. But you only need to know how many hours you're going to be using.
I would have cut it off once the first thing runs out and just rely on dark vision for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've
Which
got,
means
you've
a
got other people in the
shame.
party with light sources. Keep that in
Yes.
mind.
And
And some of them are magical.
Let me write that down. Hold on. Since we don't have the things transferred over for how many hours we have.
I mean, I also think you said though, Bill, that like dark vision does it even work down here, or it's like
It
Less
is not it's less effective. You get a lot of. It's like those stories you see about green text of like, we used to have infrared wavelength night vision goggles in Narm, but it used to turn helicopter pilots crazy and they'd start mag dumping invisible monsters. After a while using dark vision down here, if you're not used to being down here, the background radiation will start playing tricks on you and you'll start incurring one, it's not going to be as precise as lit vision. That's why you don't roll initiative properly unless you have a light source.
Ours
But
already
conversed.
seems crazy enough to the others anyway, talking about 2 moons.
Yeah.
Why are these beasts larger than the other?
I don't know. I know
They just
shrinkage,
wanna be.
like perspective.
Don't be sizist. Come on now.
Maybe it's cold down here. It is extremely cold down here. By the way, what kind of clothing did people pack? Hot weather,
clothing.
cold weather, standard weather.
If need be, I'll be covered in a blanket that is for
Cold
the
weather.
special endure elements blanket.
Okay, best
It
cold
seems
weather,
standard, yeah.
standard veneery.
Got
Okay,
specific clothing. Hold on, where the fuck is my paper?
Okay, here's the rundown.
There
I'm going to
we go.
mark people. Okay, if you've got a
Oh, I have the
thermal
cloak on.
insulation effect, I'm going to put this symbol around you, like with in the case of Eris.
Would the
If you're
gardener's
wearing
cloak work for that?
the gardener's cloak is kind of a different beast, unfortunately. You'd need to use the blanket underneath, so
Yeah,
take
I'll
your
do that
body
then.
slot instead. Okay, full on will be mode engaged, so it's on like a poncho.
Yes.
And yeah, if you've got any kind of like cold weather clothing specifically, put that on.
How do you?
Is this-
Is there a different marker for each, or
I'll make one for. Okay, here's what I shall do. If you're going with cold weather clothing, I'm gonna go with this little like heat symbol. If you're wearing hot standard clothing, you don't need to do anything on. If you're wearing cold weather clothing, I would say you would go with this one. Looks like he's flexing, but in this case, it's actually like shirt sleeve. Again, some people are going to be like resistant or immune to this due to magic or due to being undead. Other people not so much.
Does being a rock person help me in any way?
No, it will help you if you find yourself like stripped down to like your bare minimum armor and running around this place. You get stealth bonuses.
Well, nah. I'm
so
cold.
for cold you use the flexing one or the frozen old one? Okay.
Flames for if you got warm clothing, and the flexing one if you're in like a hot weather clothing. Because down here temperatures can vary very wildly. It's like a desert but vertical.
We did bring an extra eventide outfit.
True.
I
People have
as well.
got eventides.
Which function is
For
both.
endure elements, which I think works for both. But,
Yes,
like, it just...
but only up to a certain amount.
Yeah. Until then, I will worry later.
You said that's the one with the little person with the outline is for. I assume so. If I said normal clothes, yeah, then I'll be cold.
Outline is for magically is for magically barriered against, bullshit. If it's normal, you don't put anything on.
Okay.
No, don't get ahead of yourself.
I thought it was like to get rid of everything. I'm not dead yet.
By the way, can I just say that was perhaps like the worst place to get a 19.
Yeah, it really was.
It do be like that. Well, then again, you also like insta-gibbed of incredibly dangerous encounter, so easy come, easy go, I suppose.
Yeah.
It do be like that.
Mm-hmm.
The ghosts will produce 3 ghost flames and turn them on into lanterns.
Excellent, you will need that. Okay. After some wandering, you could have sworn you've already passed this area.
I swear we've already passed this area.
Are you using any markers or?
I could make a
Well, if we're
marker
getting
with the tooth.
Or we could
But
leave
the tooth
some
is
sort of
mine.
crumbs. I mean, we could leave crowbars behind to know
Oh,
that we're not going in circles.
We can slam crowbars into the walls.
Also, because crowbars are named after a bird, I am reasoned that they all have laser sights on them, in accordance with the all birds have laser sights.
Oh.
obviously.
So,
It's official word from on high.
since Baz kind of notices that we're, not doing the best at this whole underground survival thing, he will use the flare gun to call in for some help, aiming it
Now
at
you'd
the
have.
ground.
You would. You're not going to get much signal through here unless you find a patch where it's a bit, the kind of place where Armand can get through is probably going to be the best place for in terms of signal. You will get some signal through, but it will take time to get to you.
Right.
Because they can't teleport down to a place like this.
Also, Eris will be concerned if you shoot off a flare gun in here.
It doesn't actually make a light if you flip it downwards.
Still, it's a flare gun. Spooky.
Oh, Bill, is it possible
Yeah.
to add like some sort of a message to like flare thingy?
Yeah, there is an encoded language for them. If
It
you can make a
requires
linguistics check or
linguistics,
speak to someone else who has linguistics, then you can. There's a very precise language on how it's. Yeah.
Give
How
it a
things
go.
are
Eris
configured.
has at least ranks in linguistics. If
Yeah,
Yep.
and
I shall roll and see.
So-
people looking to equip the fumigator suit. Please note you cannot wear the fumigator suit and the eventide outfit.
In that case, I'll just wear the eventide outfit.
Yeah, you can wear the gas mask separately, but fumigator suit has its own like enclosed suit to protect itself
Right.
from the chemicals it uses.
Gotcha. So that would be 24 total.
Okay. The green, black, green for something down basically calling upon someone who is a subterranean specialist. If you add a red to the start or end of it, that indicates at the very start is a high priority, dangerous scenario. Sorry, red is high priority at the very start. At the end, it indicates a hazardous scenario, so an active fight, for instance, or a hazardous area.
Which is
I feel
not
like
a
this would
hazardous
qualify.
area. I mean, hazardous
tricky.
area, but not immediate fight.
The biggest risk here really is the squeeze. If you're not moving on the diagonals, you can't even navigate through here, Baz. It's so narrow. You can feel it scraping away at the filigree of your suit.
Fortunately, I do have something that makes me better at squeezing now.
Excellent.
How could I relay like a request for them to also bring supplies?
Supplies indicated by normally. Okay, I think my old drills. Okay, gold at the start is a emergency shelter. Gold at the end is a request for supplies.
Okay, because I think specifically we will need quite a bit of oil. Because I know I certainly have underestimated how much oil we would be going through.
Yeah, this chart's kind of a bastard at times. 30 hours, Jesus.
Yeah.
The skeleton rattles.
You gotta also
30
remember
pints
that
of
the
oil.
loom is also, if you live below the ground, light is your currency. Also,
So is there any way I could indicate that I would want them to supply oil? Like stress that somehow?
that would be okay. So, red for emergency request, green, black, green to indicate scouting deep scouting operation, gold to indicate, then a gold to indicate resupply, and then black to indicate fuel.
Okay, so red, green, black, green, gold, black.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I shall already ready that.
Okay.
So question Baz on what he's doing and try to learn.
Oh, I'm creating a signal flare. Think we will need some more expertise while we're down here.
He's got like a little cartridge with like all the flare cartridges are the same. They're these tubes of varying lengths and sizes, and there's a dispenser for this strange coloured sand almost. The powder is always stacked on top of each other in layers like a shot glass. Eris, actually, because your role was the higher of the two, you were issued a code book with a number of these codes because you're a member of the Foresters Guild.
I'll just pull it out and hand that to Baz. I think that might be useful for you then.
Oh, thank you.
To make sure there's no mistakes.
Yep, is a correct combination. To say for best results to avoid pockets of high radium content. Most of the stone on the island's like substrata is black granite, and it's completely rife with radium, which horribly interferes with magical effects. In very bad cases, it can lead to interference with magical effects inside the area rather than just ones trying to interact with the stone. But with some finagling, you might get lucky and find a patch where it's a bit thinner, maybe a layer of limestone that magical cut straight through limestone like it's nothing. But it'll take some going after much wandering. Okay. Could people roll me a reflex save, please, the entire party?
Alright.
I'm on such a bad run of rolls today.
Oh.
Sorry for stealing your level.
Bastic with good rolls.
Han's just been stealing all the numbers.
Okay.
Do I have to roll reflex?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone.
Okay.
Everyone means everyone, asshole.
Sometimes I'm slow.
Okay. Comrade, as you're walking by, you're bringing up the rear guard of the party. As you walk, suddenly the stone gives way under your foot. And you slip down.
That doesn't sound like me. Surely I'd have done like some fancy.
Could everyone in the party make a...
Question, with my high reflex roll, can I help him with prehensile hair as he slips?
Bringing the next point. Could everyone roll me a perception check, please, to make sure that they noticed he slipped?
Okay.
Because really where they get you on these kinds of things.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure Eris saw it.
Eris, as you're walking along, you catch a glimpse of something in the polish of Baz's armor, and you see Comrade just go completely outside.
I would like to use prehensile hair, which has 15-foot reach, I believe.
Thank you.
That should be perfect amount. Comrade, could you give me a climb check? And
You just have
Eris,
random
could you roll me a
hair
CMB?
wrapping around you. I'm very sorry. CMB? Please don't fight, comrade. The moons wouldn't be happy. 20.
What did you say? Sorry, I thought someone was on my
a
front
climb
door.
check.
Climb check.
That's why you need the crowbar. I think of it this way, Mark. After a while, you can eventually just start selling crowbars as merchandise. It's crowbars with little communist flags on them.
It's like supreme crowbar, like with the communist propaganda on them.
It's
just like how
Comrade commemorative crowbar. What's
Yes.
itself?
It's literally just a sticker on it. It's not even like etched in or anything.
Yeah, and you peel it off and it says made in China underneath.
I mean, communist, right? Still?
I'm not sure where the P comes in. It says CCP, which is communist crowbar, or communist crowbar power. There you go. I don't know. Something
Obviously,
like that.
party.
Or party, yeah. You still use
The
party.
communistic crowbar collectivist party.
More C's in there.
Crowbar party.
Every 10
Yes.
C's, all of them stand for crowbar. That'd be a climb check,
They all
please,
stand
Mark.
for crowbar.
I don't see a specific climb.
Should be top of the skill set. Or it's just strength.
Yeah. Though, do you think,
Hey, that's good enough. As it's a very really, Eris, it's a very uncomfortable experience to have someone like a full-grown man latched onto your hair as his only way of stopping himself hurtling down into the fucking abyss. As below Comrade is a 40-foot plummet onto solid stone.
please climb
Everyone
faster.
everyone else sees Eris go. "Whoa,"
Just like,
I'll
like,
help it.
press up against it again. Just grab the other end of the hair and stop.
you just grab onto her tail.
The skeleton
Right,
and the ghost
able
are going
to
to let
power
out
check.
an audible sigh, and they will get in the bag, and they will float underneath and open the bag underneath Mark.
Get in, Craft. I think it's wise he let go. You'll both plummet. Just like raise it up over him. It'll be easier.
The ghost rolls it out and says, "Fine." It'll just slowly levitate upwards until he's at eye level with the ghost.
I would like to
Eris,
just...
the weight on your hair relaxes.
Good,
So
I'll
bring
take
back
my hair
3 pounds.
back. Ugh.
You reel it back in, and there is a bag on the end of your hair.
I'll shake it off. I
There's
don't
a
care.
communist inside.
She'll just like brush her hair just with her hands to try and get it back in order.
As you watch behind you, as your route back completely crumples away and just gives way to a chasm. It is completely consumed by darkness before you can even see the bottom at this point.
Well, in fairness, that sort of simplifies our navigation issue, you know? Just gotta go forward.
Eris will just brush her hair and just be like, please get out of the bag, Kami. We have places to go.
The ghost will chime in. You don't have to do what she tells you, you know. You can stay in the bag.
You can shut the fuck up. Dead boy.
I don't want to go back in the bag. Dead boy.
Comrade, it was dreadfully uncomfortable in that bag. It is not a pleasant experience for a breathing creature to sit inside a bag of holding. It's like being in a very stale room. And I don't believe that your very mortally challenged friend bothered to buy deodorant for it. It does pong a little bit.
Of course. No, I'll T-pose leap out of the bag like
Just floats up.
yeah, do a cool landing.
As consolation, the ghost will produce rope trick.
Do the splits.
And will tie a rope around your waist. That leads back to the bag.
Please keep track on the timer on rope trick and the amount of spell slots because you are currently ticking over into a 30-hour span.
True.
Wait, we've not
Rope trick
taken
is up to
rest in 30 hours. Hold on.
Oh,
I'm guessing not.
if you want to park yourself down in this area, you may be my guest. But
No.
Yeah, I don't
this,
want...
which fist do you want me to hit you with? Like fatigue, which would explains why you're fatigued, and or do you want to be taking your chances? Oh, by the way, Baz,
Yes.
could you roll me a perception check, please?
Very well. Very.
You hear something?
Do I recognize it to be the flies from earlier?
No, It's different. It seems the way it hums is all wrong.
All related to the party.
Can Eris try to
Oh.
listen for it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sounds like a phone.
Somebody's
It
phone's
feels
on vibrate. Yeah.
it feels like it's inside your head.
Does everyone hear this?
It's like
Oh god, it's one
Only
of
those
those
who've
just
rolled perception checks.
frequencies that just rattles
Yes.
through your body. Ugh.
whatever is around is the buzzing is at precisely the frequency of one of your inner ear bones. And you can feel it like pouring through your skull like radio static. It's like the entirety of your head is awash with this kind of white haze.
Can I also roll perception for this?
Actually, on you can, but you will be at a penalty as you do not have bones.
How much
You have a
penalty?
skeleton, but not bones.
Oh, the skeleton can roll it. Yeah, if you're inhabiting the skeleton at this point, you can roll it. Do skeletons still have all those little inner ear bones?
They would have probably fallen out since they're held by cartilage, isn't it?
Yeah, but then something could be said about your fingers.
True.
It's a very, like, one of those peculiar ones.
I mean,
Like, are they
he still has
present in those, like,
bones.
like, those big, like, I'm assuming we're talking, like, school skeleton style. Do those still have, like, all the little bones in the ears? Or do they just, like, carve those out?
I never actually see that they actually have ears. Like, if you had ones when a human skull at my mom's place. Don't ask why, okay? Listen here.
Zalmez has
off-
chimed in, no, they do not have those because they're floating bones.
Yeah.
So you would not get the inner ear bones, but yeah, you can hear like a very faint, in the very far distance, Almond. But everyone else who has bones, I'm not even sure if Neri does. I'm thinking she probably has like some kind of crystal radio set instead of an actual hearing array. But
Oh, poke at Mr.
It's a very
Chills
deep-
to see.
it's a deeply unpleasant sensation of something rattling around inside your skull. It feels like someone has placed a live insect inside your head.
And you said that was in the far distance?
It sounds like it to you.
Eris will check your ears.
Faustus, do you notice that as well?
What do you mean?
The humming.
No,
All right.
I don't hear anything.
It's in my hand.
Faustus does not have ears because he's currently a hand.
Yes.
I have a question, Bill.
Do you?
Can I slightly change my facing orientation and see if I can still detect it in the same direction?
You may.
My character faces backwards.
It's definitely like bouncing in a strange way off the granite, but yeah, it's slightly different.
The character faces backwards. Do I need to make the perception check again?
You know, I'd want to roll again. It should be different, differing bonuses and penalties. It's a lot close. It feels a lot closer now when you're facing away from it.
And then turn back again and attempt to detect it again.
Oh.
Yeah, it seems further away now that you're facing towards it.
Turn slightly 90 degrees to the side and attempt to detect it again.
You don't hear anything at all until you raise one arm and you can feel it in like one of the like scapulars.
Something
It's incidental. Your skeleton went to scratch its phantom itch.
Something fishy seems to be happening. You can all hear that vibration, right?
It's very, very deeply unpleasant.
Eris is
Thoroughly.
trying to hold her ears shut, but it's not working. She's starting to like be stressed out.
Bill. I remembered something, which is that I have a hat of disguises.
Mhm.
Could I, rather than using it to like disguise myself, since it can be changed in terms of how it looks, can I transform it into earmuffs?
Yes, as I've always been laissez-faire. It's like same thing with like the sleeves of many garments. I'm of the opinion that it changes form physically. It's not just an illusion like it seems to insinuate it is.
Very cool.
Excellent.
Eris will just whisper, "It's in my head. It's in my head."
The skeleton will stick the only end it has left out of the bag, slightly patting on the shoulder. Sorrows, prayers, prayers, sorrows.
She'll slap the hand away. This is not the time, boy. The stress.
Again, the humming is reaching like a fever pitch. It's like you can hear it vibrating your entire skull. Those of you who do not have the floating bone in your ear do not have the vibration of the whole skull. You're going to get like strange, like stride. At this point, the skeleton would feel it in his broken foot.
Would Aris actually hear it, considering I at least thematically didn't give her human ears? She has like the more so wolf ears, even in human form.
You do, as a skinwalker, you have a vestigial set of those bones from the human side in the side of your head.
Detect magic.
It's not magical, but it's picking up.
What is
something that's like flashing, like little flashes of blue light every now and then.
Where?
Up ahead.
Oh, go towards it.
I'm moving closer.
Is there another direction we can head into, or is that the only direction we can head into?
Also, Zalmus just mentioned none of you dummies got earplugs. In fact, Eris does have earplugs. Which were 3 silver pieces.
Well,
where did I actually pack those in? Hold on.
Well worth it.
Where did I pack those?
I
put them in the bag of holding, which is my backpack.
I hit myself in the face with my own headphones.
Oh.
For a second there, I thought I was having a psychotic break, but I had to actually look out my window. There is indeed an ice cream truck going down my street.
It's like... What time is it there?
6:13.
Yeah,
You'd be
makes
surprised.
sense.
This is actually a regular occurrence for Columbus.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. Honestly, a lot of the ice cream places will go to festivals over here as well.
Yeah, but
I mean,
I know
it
that
is
my
summer.
mom's
It
place,
is summer.
they would go
It is
in
the beginning of
evening.
Somerville, and I do live in a place that.
Yeah, they've got drugs to sell. God damn it!
Anybody want to have melted SpongeBob?
Also, thank you, Zalmus, for reminding me that she does indeed have earplugs. First, she's gonna investigate the what she's picking up with detect magic, though.
However, the skeleton will finish.
Something is moving towards you.
However, the skeleton will
Oh.
finish the sentence.
I will squint at it.
Whatever is
The humming is built up.
Oh no, it's throat singing. Can I do a general intimidate into that direction of the light?
You may try.
Okay. Oh, it almost was a nat 20.
Yeah, I saw too.
So
That's why I have the 3D dice on, so I can really feel the pain.
Yeah. A 15 intimidate. What's in the
Comrade just hitting pirouettes in the background.
You're just dancing to the tunes of bombing.
Rave into it.
The skeleton will finish.
Baz, something is up ahead.
Eris is staring at something
And
up ahead.
You can only go forward, is that correct?
Oh no.
Eris will just yell down the thing. Oi, stop it. Did it stop?
Baz, could you roll me a perception check, please?
I keep trying to
Oh,
finish
God.
the fucking dialogue, but I keep getting interrupted.
Sorry. The first thing takes a bit of a lead up. Okay. Many years of learning this completely fucking pointless skill have finally paid off. Baz, you see it. On the wall. It almost blended in. If you rolled less than a 30, you wouldn't have even seen it. It is this.
A bee! Oh. Sorry.
Oh no,
Only
not
saw
the
the
bees, not the
text.
bees. No. Bee.
How many?
It is some form of subterranean bumblebee, but like the size of like a. It's quite large, like a carpenter bee.
Like bees.
I'll point it out to Eris.
Handle animal.
Yes. Cute.
Bee. Bee. Buzz.
Bees are cute. Bees are friends.
Bee. 11.
It doesn't even seem to notice you.
I will
It
check.
crawls across the stone with a heavy like
Easy.
Okay, so like
As it-
rock.
walks.
Oh, I'm a rock. I'll handle animal.
He wants to
I
eat
too
rock.
am a boulder. If anyone wants to try and charm the bee, oh god.
Wait,
Okay, that's bad news, bears. You have offended the bee.
No, no.
Can I use daze on it? As I see it becomes hostile.
I would have just reached out my big rocky fist
Okay,
and tried to touch
as you go out to touch the bee, you forget you've got your lobster claws on, and all you hear as you tap it is, and it skitters off it skitters off down the corridor, bounces off another wall with another kind of heavy, and regains its flying. It seems to be visibly at
I love bumblebees. How clumsy they are.
I would very strongly suggest someone try something to appease the bee soon.
By the way,
Baz, there's something about this creature that you really don't like.
would
I try
Baz's
to
animal
appease the bee?
vision do anything in regards to this?
Oh yeah, Baz has perfect recollection of all animals.
Yes.
Excellent. You're gonna hate this.
Oh no.
This is an atomic bee. They are a subterranean species of bees that keep hives made of depleted uranium.
I love this thing.
They're the most dangerous fucking animal here.
Eris will cry.
great.
No bee.
Could I attempt handle
I
animal?
will.
on this?
Neri is also crying.
Okay,
Offer
I'll
it
put
some
this this way.
uranium rods.
I will put it this way.
Mhm.
Offer the core.
The sting of an atomic bee is worth 1,000 groats, and anyone caught selling them will be dragged out to sea and shot. Because I'm going to tell you, roll me a nature check to see precisely why.
All right.
Okay.
We'll definitely eat another on this.
Getting hit with a sting of an atomic bee is a save. Or die.
Where?
Here's the exact description from the book. The sting of the atomic bee is so deadly that the death it brings briefly outstrips time, like a gunshot skipping on a lake. Your cells are annihilated at such speed and with such violence that you are plunged through nearby wild dimensions as you burn. What this looks like to observers is a victim burning, turning to ash, and being caught in an unseen, unfelt wind all at once as they flicker stop in and out of existence. The wind of your exponential fall will plaster your ash to a nearby surface. You leave behind a Hiroshima scar remains and an agonized radioactive ghost who is briefly seen outside time and space. Communicating with this ghost is incredibly deadly, but can supply weird understandings.
So you mean to say, Eden almost got dusted? Possibly.
So
it's now at the unfriendly stage because they are a peaceful creature.
Diplomacy or handle animal?
Either or, I'll be nice in the efforts of not having someone turn to atoms this session.
Okay.
I'll go for diplomacy.
Okay.
Eris will cry, honey.
It will need. Oh yeah, you cry honey, don't you?
Yes, and Eris is upset because the bee made loud clunk noise.
Yeah. By the way, yep. Oh. You have everything. Between the two of you, you have everything you need. You have honey. You have, I believe, some meat.
Yeah.
And you have, bread, and olive oil,
Bars.
We
and
can make
crowbars.
a whole charcuterie board for it. God damn.
And-
Yeah, you. Can I get a cooking check from the team?
Yes. What is cooking check?
What would cooking
Profession?
be?
Profession or survival?
Can I use craft alchemy?
Yes. That's the spirit. So everyone pick a skill that is somewhat related to cooking.
Use alchemy to provide another.
18 alchemy.
as the honey is used to kind of ply the creature to make sure it doesn't get. Oh no!
Geography.
Roll 10,000. You racially profiled the bee. It does not appreciate
Racially
that.
profiled what food the bee would like.
No, it's cuisine, so we know what type of cuisine is best for a bee.
Roll the d10,000, Mark.
Fine, I got
Man, the dice have abandoned you today. I don't know what's up.
So the people at home.
It really is like Baz just siphoned off Mark's usual like just luck of the dice.
Well, let's be accurate for the people at home. First, Baz got his luck. Then I got the luck with diplomacy, and now he's rolling again. Tough.
They
comrade.
giveth and they taketh, man.
Comrade, you can't just call him a Hummer.
The skeleton shakes its head at
Hummers are
Mark's
lobsters in
racism.
German. That would be very weird.
That's what's happening. You call him a Hummer. He's like, I'm no lobster, you degenerate. But strangely enough, Armand, the creature seems very strangely like docile around you. I think because you remind it of its victims as you're actually playing a ghost. You get the distinct feeling that some of the people knocking around in your dimension are the result of these things.
Skill issue.
I don't think anyone's expecting the bead to sting them and literally atomize them instantaneously like it's a Gauss flare. To be fair to the fine folks who try to fuck with these things and got found out, there's usually a lot of them. And one scratch is death.
Oh,
But,
that reminds me. Baz, there's probably a nest of them. We're probably going to want to sedate this bee. If not appease it, very quickly.
Indeed.
Also, if anyone has a cigarette or a blunt or anything of the sort, now's the time. I promise you'll let you know that for free. If anyone has any kush, bees naturally gorge themselves on food when they are exposed to smoke because they think they're in a fire, so they panic and go to eat. And they get so sedentary they go to sleep.
Time for a
Does
wee
anybody-
montage.
I produced the wizard weed from earlier that I had at the church.
Oh, okay. Yeah, smoke 'em if you got 'em, boys.
I have a tinder twig to light things up with as well.
Okay, don't worry. The proximity to the until this point angry atomic bee ignites the tinder twig with contact with the air.
Mm.
Like as you hold it up, it goes off by itself. Like, okay, who's going to be one to have a puff of the wizard weed before it, so they can blow smoke rings at the poor bee?
Yeah,
This has become a whole
also
operation.
to make the weed tastier too.
You pour it, you like cry into it like it's resin.
Weed.
I volunteer to tribute.
Throwing resin into the fucking thing. Oh, Lord. I suppose since I'm the one that rolled it, I'll be the one to do the puff.
I hate to break this to you, Casper,
don't
but
think
it's
you
really
have
hard for you to keep things in your lungs. I guess you could like go into it and like form like a vacuum seal and like then just alter your like pressure.
Just have Neri smoke it. Just have
feel like
she's already stoned.
I know, exactly, that's why.
I feel like we have Neri. If we have Neri do it, she might end up like me.
No, she won't be that bad.
It's honest. Like no one was trying to stop you getting a pet this time, but the dice fucked you.
Wait,
Skills.
Bill, could you repeat that? Because at least for me, you cut out. Maybe it's my internet. I don't know.
Yeah, saying
What'd
like
you say?
like this time, no one else is fucking with you. It was just the dice doing it. To screw you out of having a pet. Admittedly, I would say this: if you go to the surface with a pet atomic bee,
My friend.
quarantine. Like, you think it's bad when people go to like the
My friend.
like the TSA with a bunch of like, oh, here's a bunch of pickles I made, and it's like we need the biohazard team for these fucking things. Like
Were
if you shot
there
with
with
an
me when I saw that like
Yes.
when I was flying back from the US? Yeah. That woman.
No, it wouldn't
the
have been-
Asian woman. When did I see
you watched that on a television program. You
I
absolutely
watched it on. I did watch it on a program, and I thought it was a real experience. Dear God.
The weed is kicking in already. You see a form try to appear in the darkness here,
Sorry.
and then it goes and fizzles because the area is so suffused with radium that you can't teleport in here. So unfortunately, you will not be seeing your close friends.
The skeleton will levitate while in the bag over to.
Gansdale fails to teleport.
He drops and is like,
Oh, I hate this place.
oh.
The skeleton
Leaves.
will levitate over to Neri and will pat her shoulder. Hey there. You can't always make them out into your pets. Probably for the best this time.
The big cry will fall out, and it's a big lump of salt.
Oh, good. We can just set the flame of the weed.
just take the big boulder of salt, start grating it over the charcuterie board.
Yo, excellent. That's what we needed. Some salt.
Okay. As everyone as
The wizard, yeah. I didn't know you could post images in Roleplaying.
Oh yeah, you can. You can do gifts and everything.
Yep.
But okay.
Do you just copy
We got survival
paste?
checks, craft, everything.
Oh.
I think so.
It's
There's some
totally-
ones that don't
yes.
work though. It's a bit finicky.
Yeah.
But
Depends on-
okay, the area is now suffused with wizard weed. The charcuterie board is set, crumbled up crowbars, bits of various heavy metals, and
I will add to the mixture 1 whole loaf of whey bread.
the whey bread, lots of honey because Eris is beside herself. And kind of everyone's terrified at this point. This creature kind of has an aura of, like. By the way, when it touches the Karankov radiation aura of Comrade, it gets like it starts like buzzing around quite happily.
Also, I do believe that Neri might have to do a D10,000, like an effect of hers
Oh,
would
do we
go off.
It's Comrade.
No.
Oh.
From one of the very early episodes on if she rolls a cooking skill, there's an
Oh
effect.
yeah.
I
Thank you,
totally
Cold
forgot about
Wormek.
this.
Very cool.
Thank you,
Yeah,
God.
thank you.
Wormek.
Very
I
cool.
totally.
I
very
forgot
cool.
about that.
Absolutely forgot.
Yes.
Oh
Real
fuck.
quiet MVP.
Did you write down that number?
Was it a D10,000?
Yeah.
It was basically an effect from the D10,000 rule, and you were just told to remember the number. So
Wait, hang on. Let me see if I wrote this down on my.
yeah. Thank you, Wormek. Actually,
I
very
fucking-
cool.
did, though.
Warmack, the only person who pays attention to our show.
I
I
do
don't
write
think I
down my
wrote it down,
curses.
unfortunately.
Did I
You
need
You
to?
were told.
I know. I do too usually, but I don't think I wrote this one down. Because I'm a dingus. Oh shoot. What should I do then, Bill? Because I do not recall what the exact curse was, and I don't have.
I'm
it
looking
written down.
through to see if there's something that sounds familiar. Oh, that okay. Have you got any numbers on your sheet starting with 3-7?
Start with 3-7.
Yeah, otherwise I'm going to start digging through the. names.
One moment. I don't think so. No, not that I see. I'm pretty good at number, and
I feel like I remember this being important. I'm going to have to look through the logs. Roleplay amongst yourselves for a moment whilst I look these up.
Yes. Possibly Wormek might have the number on.
Yeah, if he does, he's the
his
absolute MVP.
No, I
if
know,
you do,
dude. I absolutely
Wormek,
don't
feel
remember
free
this.
to post it on the chat. I will put
Yeah.
it there.
As the ghost is flying around, suffusing the air with the smoke, flies over Baz. We have a very, very serious problem.
You mean the bee?
I mean, the bee is a problem, yes, but the other problem.
I think the bee is
You're gonna have to
more
elaborate.
important, as Eris will sniff on.
As the
I
organ grinder,
miss B.
as the organ grinder disarmed the skeleton, I am now lacking the ability to use my ranged weapons. Someone's going to need to lend me a hand, literally.
Ooh, skill issue?
All right.
Okay, 2
Good luck with that.
3. The troll in the pipe's like, I realize I regenerate, but however, fuck that. I'm not ripping a like.
The alternative, Baz, is that if we find something I can possess down here, we're going to have to do some collectivization of the body.
Collectivization?
Yeah, we'll see what we can find.
Did somebody say collectivization?
I was gonna say, I think you've activated.
Eyes closed.
We're now the best team.
Why do all the what's Neri roll so many fucking ones?
now-
Difficult to find.
I don't have a lot of luck, okay?
6, 8, 10 is Warmick.
6, 8.
He's not sure, but
Warm-
6, 8, 10. Check
Warmick,
that.
you are a fucking Chad.
Thank you, man.
He thinks.
I didn't even recall.
Give
Well, I mean,
him a moment.
It has been 38 weeks. Well, more than that. It's been.
It's been a
That
time.
would make
Almost a
6,
year.
10.
Ugh.
Yeah, let's see here.
9,000 years.
For now, the best he can do is launch the crossbow one-handed, unless I use one of you.
No thanks.
As a crossbow? Or as a crossbow bolt? Yeah, no. Good.
No, not as a crossbow bolt.
Faustus will chime in.
Go on, comrade. You've got my hammer and my sickle. Like,
Is that Faustus's response?
Yeah, as he spits out a very tiny arm bone.
Baz,
You remember that
check
goblin?
Oh.
And then another,
Oh.
a second arm bone.
I
This
didn't know you
continues
could
for some
roll those.
time.
Is he just slowly doing the fucking Lego City assemble of the goblin?
Yeah, but imagine this, but he's slowly pushing like several bones out of your arm. It's quite uncomfortable.
It's like a fucking mukbang in reverse.
Isn't Baz's arm bone?
Now I'm just imagining the fucking commercial that would be like a Hero Factory commercial for Lego, where it's like, oh no,
Someone in Lego City has lost a fucking arm!
it's even worse than that. It's like someone in the organ grinder in the Underdark has ripped off the skeleton's arm. Hey, you can rebuild the skeleton's arm down in the dark. However, Bill, is it possible to graft on this goblin arm to replace the skeleton's arm?
Yes. It's a bit lopsided though. You might need to find like a little stand for it. Or like link several limbs together. But you might have to like put like the whole torso there.
The question is, what do I need to roll for that?
Do you I believe that puzzle, like physical puzzles, are actually technically done with linguistics for things. Or engineering. Or heal. Still looking at this fucking roll.
Let's try engineering.
What have we learned from this experience? When Bill tells you to write something down, you bloody well do so.
Yeah. Which I will now. Do you know that? Do we have an idea of the number then? Was it?
Somewhere in the It's not the 8610 I checked. It'll be somewhere in the region of 87. I know which chart it's on.
So, what should I do?
Hold on for a moment. I think might be for the best. I would offer to scrub through one of the earlier episodes, but as it's my end that's streaming, I don't know. And there's just a mosquito on my iPad. Fuck off. I'll punch you.
Oh no.
Yeah, there's been one down here, but keep swatting at it. Resilient little fucker.
I almost punched my monitor.
Oh no, don't do that.
I want to fight
I'll
it.
find it. Could it be easier to maybe let it be for now and apply it retroactively when it comes up?
Yes. That'll make it funnier because it'll be like a massive like delayed reaction. As I says, black coin for wasting everyone's time. Excellent idea.
Oh.
Does the 13 work for the check, or do I need to take 20?
It'll do for now. It's not going to be like full. You can't use it for anything else other than propping up the crossbow. It's a bit rickety. A broom handle has been included as a rest.
In response to the bones.
Take my strong arm.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna fight this mosquito.
In response to the helpful donation to the Good Bones Well, the skeleton will clap.
He can't reach. Also, probably don't clap around the fucking atomic bee. So that thing decides it wants to kill someone. Someone's going in a body bag. Not even a body bag. Someone's being scraped off the wall with a fucking brush.
The
They'll have,
question
to have to chisel you off the wall like a Banksy painting.
The question is, Bill, does it kill ghosts?
Yes.
Good.
If it touches you, that poison sends you straight to the fucking shadow realm. Like, you go back to where you were before you got here to this plane. You go back to, like, the infinite fucking void.
You get Skyrim'd.
No. There's a separate thing for that.
I return. I did not manage.
He was never
to
alive, so he
fight.
goes back to where he came from, the primordial darkness of existence.
You go back to fucking... You could go back to goddamn Jabalba.
To the back of the timeline.
You go back to Tohu Vabohu, non-ironically, just straight to Sheol. But, okay. With that spread of food, and that nat 20 diplomacy, and that enormous amount of weed, which is now hotboxing the entire area, can everyone roll me fort safe, please?
Oh fuck!
Alright.
I don't believe fort is my strong suit. No, it isn't.
And now
Hey,
Aiden
alright.
has more stuff.
Weed powers!
Dude,
She's already stoned. It ain't gonna hit her.
Okay, I promised myself I would do this if anyone rolled a nat 20 on this. Neri.
Mhm.
As the bowl blazes, and you look into the flames, they begin to speak to you.
Mhm.
Hello?
Hello there. How's it going? I don't know what to ask. Hello?
Does anybody else in the
Okay,
party
just
notice her
click them,
speaking?
It's only
Yeah,
for
am I
the
just
nat
am I
20.
just talking? Am I talking to myself?
Do you wish to know the way?
I do. Everyone in Uganda knows Kung Fu.
I knew you would say something silly like that. The weed is being burned, but it's not being consumed.
Huh. So it's just perpetually burning?
Mm-hmm.
Perpetually burning Kush?
The burning bush.
Nearly.
Yes.
Do not draw near this place.
Why not?
This place is holy ground.
Too bad burning Kush thing pretty around with it, I see. Should I take off my sandals? I don't actually, am I wearing shoes? I assume so.
For legal reasons, do not answer that question.
Oh yeah, don't talk about feet on the internet, never mind.
Also,
Neri species do not even have feet, they have just solid stone wedges. They are built like a fucking literal brick wall.
by the way, Warmike
Just-
has found the number.
Excellent.
3713.
Oh shit.
That absolute fucking Chad.
Holy shit, thank you, man.
That-
Wow. Oh, fuck. 37... Was it? I will write down that. Oh, hang on.
Oh,
3713.
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
As you sit there, completely hosed off your ass,
Yeah.
you think, so, why isn't this bush burning? At which point you look over to the bee, who is like eating merrily away its food. It trundles off for a little while, and then it stops,
Uh-huh.
And then it, as violently as one can, projectile vomits onto the wall.
Oh
The
no!
bee?
3, 7, 13. Next meal prepared by the caster causes violent nausea.
Oh no!
Could everyone in the room roll me a fort save, please?
Oh no, did we all eat it? I'm
I
assuming
didn't
so.
eat it personally. 9.
I
I
assume
assume-
for the bee, but I'm gonna.
And
Mark-
Mark's got his luck back.
Mark, Mark, guess what? Your Karenkov array gets stronger. Your aura is now more powerful.
Yes.
Because this is a fort save versus radiation. Because you just made an atomic bee vomit. It's just dumped basically a fuel cell into the room.
Oh, great.
Oh boy, just got demon cord. Okay.
It's not
But
quite.
it's
that.
not dead, is it?
No, it's not dead. It's just being sick because its little stomach is upset. It
That's
doesn't
just-
mean that it's spewing honey everywhere. Technically speaking.
Radioactive
Is it shitty?
honey.
It's vomiting honey everywhere.
The important question is it getting hostile?
It doesn't. It's busy being sick. It can't actually see at the minute.
Busy.
Take
beans.
13
Yeah,
on the save? Huh?
I'm going to go and give him a little stroke on his back.
Yeah.
Oh, give him a little pap. Make sure
Go
he's
for-
okay.
Go for
And
it.
when
Roll me
when
a
he
handle
comes
animal
back-
or diplomacy. A significant bonus because it really likes
yeah.
being around you.
Let's do a handle animal. And then I actually know that bees communicate through the language of dance.
Yes. Oh, that's right. Yeah, bees do.
That is so wonderfully specific.
It dances to you as well. It asks you something.
Hmm.
Do you speak horse? It's the only other language I know.
Which means yes in horse.
Nay.
Mr. Glowing Knight, I don't feel so good. There is honey all over the charcuterie board, and it's glowing.
What do you need,
How
little buddy?
much honey?
You should
Oh,
eat that
ha-
honey,
ha-
Mark.
Hand him a tiny, tiny little crowbar.
The giant your magical your crowbars are scaled to the user, so they do shrink down. It uses it to scrape its mouth out. It will then kind of buzz Morse code of the language of the horses. Thank you for your kindness. I feel there's been a misunderstanding.
I'll hold my hand out for him to land on my hand.
It lands in your hand. Fuck me, these things are
Give
heavy.
him my-
It
give him my fist.
feels like you've just had a lead brick put in your hand.
Also just in from Captain for $5 asking, can Neri get explosive diarrhea? That sounds like a weird
Why would you-
fetish question, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it does. To be fair.
No, this is Captain.
Feels
I
like
know he's
King
on the up and up.
I
I know it's
know,
not.
but it's like, oh, so does your character wear socks?
Right.
It's like on
Captain,
that
we all
level,
know,
I don't
we all know Captain's on the up and up.
I know,
However,
I know.
that did sound sketchy.
That sounds very sketchy.
But if Neri ate the food as well, then she will be suffering quite badly at the minute from nausea.
Yeah, I assume I did. I didn't say as much, but I assume I did.
Unfortunately, this is a completely linear corridor with not much in the way. Like, there's a few like the side tunnels, but there's not really
we
alcoves to it.
stopped in the middle of our trek through this, which has been going on for over 30 hours. To be fair, we did need to stop and eat. You know, we've been going for 30 hours, right? But we did kind of stop in the middle of this spooky corridor to have a.
Well, you had to. There's a bee that if it scratches you, it fucking insta kills you.
Yeah, I know, but it is.
You rolled a rough encounter, not the roughest, but pretty rough one.
Mm,
Both the easiest and the hardest encounter in the book.
mm.
But there is currently glowing honey on the charcuterie board, which is like fizzing slightly.
How much honey?
About a teaspoon. And
Okay,
those of you who are living are feeling a bit ill.
can be collected.
You may.
I use scoop to collect the honey, and then put it into the spare bottle, and then put it away into the bag we're holding.
Okay.
Might want to put some
Please
lead
keep 'em-
around it.
So if you got lead
Yeah.
next time,
Probably a good
Um,
idea.
but yeah, if you everything in that area will be exposed to, I believe it is low radiation. Yes, low radiation.
Nice.
So if anyone's in there that is not immune to radiation, it's a 1 con drain a day. So one con drain, then 1 strength damage a day.
Well, I'm not.
Hmm.
I've never
Here's
heard
the
about the
question, though.
DR against
What-
radiation at all.
What is the combat application of this honey?
You're not sure. Do you have any knowledge checks you wish to roll?
What would I need to roll to find out?
Appraise or knowledge culinary, knowledge nature, any kind of arcana checks. Really, it's one of those smoke 'em if you got 'em situations.
Let's not roll ones today, Carl.
You've never even heard of this stuff, but it's really quite remarkable stuff.
I will transfer to the material to a lead-encased weapon capsule and make sure to pack it away down in the bag.
Okie dokie. On the plus side, any bacteria that was currently living on the food that was down there got a quick blanching with the radiation, so your food might
that's
last a
me
little bit
too.
longer.
Would alchemy reveal anything about it?
Roll it.
Alright.
Okay. Atomic honey is very sought after. For reference, a jar of it will buy you a kingdom in most places. You've got a teaspoon, if that.
How illegal is it?
It's not illegal, it's just so sought after to the degree where it's dangerous.
Right.
Okay, let me just double check the exact wording on this. The issue with it is that it is very closely associated with lichdom, as it's one of the, it's this way, using atomic honey is part of your embalming process for lichdom makes it pretty much assured that it will work, as opposed to a small percentage chance.
We will be producing this to the guilds as a way to pay off our debts and credits.
For reference, even this teaspoon supplied to the guilds, basically they'll just say, you know what, you can have a free resurrection anytime you want.
Nice.
That's 1 free res. That's 1 free. That's enough to buy a criminal's like freedom for the most part. This is only like a thimble of this stuff.
In reaction to the information, the skeleton goes, "Way!" Then gets really sad. Fuck.
Hey, if you want, you can bring the Mr. Skeleton back to full life. That's how much this is worth.
Does this mean he'll be, again, a pyromaniac, evil guy?
I don't know. I think being put through the ringer like this might change a person.
If he's aware
Probably still be a
of that.
communist. You might just get recruited by Comrade. He was a communist. Or member of the People's Front. He might have just been a nutjob.
There you go.
Bees do understand the hive mentality.
Mark, you're in the party with a person who actively used his ghosts as a commune.
Wait, aren't hives matriarchies?
Why are you two more pally?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah.
You scarcely talk to each other.
Armand basically is a commune in and of himself, so.
Yeah.
The difference is that I want to liberate the workers, and he wants to control the workers.
Yeah,
Oh.
Mark has a point. I'm sticking with the communists.
I mean... What?
The bee, on the other hand, is still on the ground, like the bee is sprawled out like Homer Simpson in his like oxygen tent that he believes gives him sexual powers. Like he's like very, very poorly, unfortunate. Poor little creature.
Can I offer him some of the canned cherries?
You may.
Do you think I don't know if he's going to want to eat any more of our food after what's just happened to him.
Nah, like these creatures have got such a high metabolism, they kind of need it. But the canned cherries, was there anything special about those?
Those. Oh wait, I don't think they were cherries. Let me check. Kirsch. They were kirsch specifically, and it's actually just kirsch. That's it. I was gonna use the good berry potion on them to turn them into good berries later on.
Oh yes. The bee's now drunk.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's having a time. It's high as shit. It's drunk as fuck. It picks out a cherry. It's quite a nimble little creature for such a very heavy thing. It's about the same weight as like a toy car, like one of those old lead ones.
Oh, that's cute. Sorry.
Couldn't the bee probably just guide us through the caverns in a way that makes us, avoid the hive?
Well, you've looked after it, even though you've caused as much havoc as you've solved. But it has enough cognizance that it kind of figures that out. And it's going to. Well, first, also, this is one of the scouting bees, so its job is to get people away from the hive.
Or inform about trespassers.
Yeah. And it will, if you're willing to, you can follow it as it just kind of drunkenly stumbles, flying around. Every now and then it'll connect with another wall, and there's the almighty. Oh, you hear you can follow over the sounds, so you can hear it.
The skeleton will wave around the wizard weed like it's a
sage stick.
Yes, all following the sound.
I should really warn you. You're not meant to take more than 2 puffs in the pass of that stuff. It's kind of dangerous. It is literally like it summons things.
Somewhere
if you use too much, it's bad. Oh, hang on. I think I got that one too.
I want to find it. Yes.
As it finally touches down in a clearing, and that's limestone above you. Gap.
Oh, that's a
Any
gap
other
where-
terrain features of note in the area?
This is a small kind of clearing, essentially. It's a very small gap that's been eroded from water.
How high up is the ceiling?
It's still low. It's about 7 feet.
7 feet?
Yeah. Poor Baz is scraping it. But there seems to be like a seam going all the that. Judging from what you kind of assess, there's a seam that goes all the way up, all the way to the surface.
The ghost will teleport out of the bag and hover slightly above his head. He will physically put 4 fingers towards the ceiling and try to kill Bill like he's punching out of the coffin, putting his hand into the stone and then back out.
The gap is very narrow. Like you could squeeze through, but if you hit a patch where there's like any other area around you, you put yourself at risk of running into something nasty.
He will relate.
So basically, you can try and squeeze through, but it will be so tight. It will be escape artist checks every single foot.
He is not going to do that. He will relay this information to the party verbally. There is a correct here, but I'm not going up that.
But
Doesn't
it's
seem
enough
like
to get
the
signal.
plan. Excellent. Flare in time.
Yes.
Okay, what direction would you like it oriented in?
The ground, so that we will get a...
In this case, it ignites and just kind of falls from the projector, and as it does, it smolders, it shimmers, and then, quick as a flash, a runner, almost like a vine, shoots up the surface of the wall, hits that seam and just burrows all the way up.
Eris would like to do a knowledge nature.
You may.
Because you said it's a plant growing up?
It very much resembles one. It's like a cross between a plant and a tendril of smoke.
Okay.
After finishing the reconnaissance, the ghost teleports back into the bag. The skeleton will then saunter over to
14.
Baz and will just politely ask, "Is it too late to ask him to send down a cadaver?"
Yes.
You've got your goblin arm. Calm down.
We'll see what kind of
It's a
supplies
perfect-
we get.
You will have to wait here for it. It may take a short while for someone to respond.
Yes.
That means we can maybe rest a bit with the bee.
Oh. Yes.
I would highly suggest forming a perimeter.
Oh, Baz, can't you make rock? You could.
Yeah, I can wall off sections if need be.
Yeah.
It wouldn't take much. Honestly, if Baz just sat at the edge of the clearing, he would block off the gap and no one would be able to get in. And it's currently a drunk atomic bee floating around. I don't think anyone's going to be wandering these corridors this evening.
Also, perception check to see if there's anything else in this clearing.
You may. The majority of it is still granite, but there's that one gap of limestone. It's the area here was a kind of a large deposit of limestone. It's been eroded from water seeping down through that gap in the granite. And it's kind of just worn away over time. There's a little pool of water which is completely saturated with limestone, so it is very alkali. It's not quite to the point where it's corrosive, but well, it would take a lot of filtration to get drinkable. It's only it's maybe an inch deep.
How many entrances and exits?
It's this section of tunnel is just it's a offshoot of one linear tunnel, and there's a lot of networks branching off.
How many can we visibly see from where we are in the clearing?
None. It curves, so you can only really draw eyes on this main tunnel.
We could have Baz block one side with rock and the other with his body.
Yeah.
That way we just have a little encased room, and then we don't have to worry about if anything comes towards us from around the corner.
The ghost will pop his head out of the bag. I would suggest that Baz covers the exits, and I go ahead and bump around the room with a ghost flame to find any other exits.
If you're willing to scout ahead, then be my guest.
Your wish is my command, but only if you say please.
No.
He audibly laughs. The skeleton will chime in. He's fucking joking. He doesn't need you to say please.
Yeah, I don't
Excellent.
care anyway. As
The
Eris will
skeleton
pull
will-
out the claw, not claw, the tooth, and inspect it. Or like run her fingers over it. Still confused on how it even fit in her mouth in the first
The
place.
skeleton will sharply chime. Hey, respect with the dead goes a long way.
Shut it, Rattlebones.
He will rattle audibly.
Our turn. Sorry about that. Piss like a racehorse. But you said me. Okay. Now, I would like to know precisely who's on guard when, for the time you're resting, and I want to know how long you're resting, and if you're keeping a light source.
Before we do that, the ghost will get out of the bag and will use its teleportation along with a ghost flame inside of the squares that it's occupying, and will attempt to move as far as it can, 30 feet in each direction until it sees a wall of collision, and will then continue moving around the circumference of the clearing until it fully maps out the general area.
Well, the clearing itself is only like a small divot, about 15 foot square.
Okay.
The area surrounding it keeps going for a while. The tunnels here are treacherous and they loop back on themselves.
Within eyesight of the flames, about how far is the closest exit from where Baz would be at the other end of the corridor we entered from?
This corridor has been it's a straight hewn corridor with a very mild, with just enough of a curve to obstruct visibility. It's at least 100 feet long.
Okay.
These look like strip mining tunnels.
Hmm.
Or very least prospecting tunnels. I don't know anything about strip mining in real life. I'm sorry, people at home who are geologists. I'm probably ballsing this up, but
in reaction
look
to
up for next week.
In the reaction to this information, the ghost will back up slightly and will attempt to cast a permanency effect of web.
Let me just double check something. Let me double check on permanency. Permanency would be a level 5 spell.
Bill, you know I have metamagics.
Oh, is it like all the sorcerer magic things?
Yes. I can heighten this spell, Bill.
Yeah, but you still need this heightened spell. Just increases the spell level for DCs. It doesn't actually allow you to cast it at a high level spell slot.
Pooh.
Such as permanency.
Oh well.
You need extend. If you could extend it easily enough, or use some kind of concentration to summon in a more permanent. Also, I'm not sure if can web be permanency.
Yes, it can.
Yes, it can. Level 2. Also, you need to be cast level 10.
Pooh.
And it costs $5,000.
We will go for the extend.
Okay. Let's see what the duration of that is. That's a respectable amount of time. 20 minutes level. It'll buy a couple of hours. But, okay. Okay, right. First and foremost, what is the duration of your stay in this spot? I'll leave this to Baz as he's the lead navigator.
So have we taken any time to really rest during the 30 hours? Well, not really.
Assumedly, no.
Okay. In that case, it might be worthwhile to try and rest for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
While we're waiting here.
Wonderful.
Everyone agrees with that? Or if there's any sort of
Aris definitely wants to sleep. Not sure for how long, and she just wants to sleep.
So some of you are probably short on spells at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, not me, but we've been at this for a minute.
You've been traipsing through the shit for 30 hours. You're absolutely shattered. You are at the exhausted stage at this point, I should point out, because you've got fatigue just from navigating the place.
So can we get fully rested with 8 hours?
Just about. You'll.
Okay.
Do you have those of you who are in full body armor? It's not going to be possible to sleep in it here unless you have that second greater endurance or some kind of special bullshit for it.
I think Baz's armor does have the thing where it doesn't impede him in any way.
It will not count towards specifically sleeping in it though. You can remove it down to
Doesn't Baz need less sleep anyway?
Baz needs 15 minutes of sleep.
The ghost and skeleton need no sleep.
Also,
actually, no, he needs half an hour of sleep.
Half an hour of sleep. Tell you what, if you sleep if you strip the armor down to a breastplate and sleep on your back, you can get that time easy enough.
All right,
and it would be easy enough to put back on your shoulders.
Yep.
As this
Don't mind.
A quick release.
I'll
Aris can
sleep
keep
first.
watch.
I only need half an hour.
Yeah.
You can keep watch. After that, I can keep watch.
Eris will
I'll
watch
block up one of the
over
entrances.
as you do your power nap.
But yeah, I'll
Make
just
sure you
sort of
keep your
drill the
feet above your
tunnel to the side, just for clarity's
The
sake.
skeleton will elect to take the first ship. It will produce its composite longbow and crossbow from the bag, and will load it.
Okay. I'm just assuming for this one that everyone's in that in the little alcove.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. After about, let me roll it. Okay. So first half hour is Eris and the and Team Lifeless.
Yes.
After Eris has her turn, after half hour, 4 hours, hours 2 through 8, I assume. Is that going to be just Baz or anyone else going to take a turn?
No, I don't think so.
But Baz is fine. Let's just sticking it out.
At hour 5, you hear a crumbling noise.
Crumbling noise.
Perception
Sure.
to detect direction.
Above.
I'll
You did send a
look
flare.
up relative to where everyone else is. Like, are they directly below it, basically?
It is direct. It is coming from the seam in the stern.
Okay. I'll try and make sure that no one is like directly below it, and I will not wake up Eris.
Oh, you can
Because
just roll her
It's gonna take a
over.
while.
Yeah, you can just roll her over and she will
Yeah.
continue sleeping.
The ghost and skeleton will
Yeah.
reflect move out of the way.
I'll
The
like to wake up Neri.
the blanket actually makes it so that you can basically be moved happily unless someone intends to wake you up.
Yeah, but even if they intend
also,
to
you
wake
take-
me up, I
Yeah,
believe
it
that I'm
takes
still
it takes full
asleep.
saves.
Yeah.
And I
You
will
take
continue
like also you take
sleeping.
like you take like will saves to actually wake up.
Wait, I
That's it.
need to will saves to wake up?
Yeah, didn't you roll a thing that like you had to roll like a will save to actually wake up?
No. I have
Sure.
that I need to be woken up to actually wake up. But when I actually wake up, I wake up thinking that I'm still asleep.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's a wild trip.
There's a horrid kind of like scraping noise, and Vaz, someone falls through the gap
Plonk.
and lands on their feet.
Oh.
The party called in. The scout and I had to spend 4 hours looking for artwork for the fucking thing because I'm a perfectionist. Now I can't find the damn NPC entry.
Dun, 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 dun.
Bruh.
Look in the good boys section.
There's no good boy section. It's all organised by guild.
Well, that's on you then.
Forest.
Found him.
Ah,
Do let me know if you want that white background removed.
No, I like that there's a white background because it makes him look smaller in the frame.
hello there.
Hello. Lost down here?
The skeleton reflectively starts aiming at him. Station neighbor
Yeah.
rank.
Hadion. Foresters Guild, Sergeant.
The skeleton stands down.
Yep. Believe you killed him in.
Deep Diver Hadion.
Can you make that image big? Thank you.
Dripped out. He's got those baggy
man-
kind of like those pants that are so baggy they almost look like a skirt.
Nice.
His are
Man is-
bound around the upper calf.
He's got the Kingdom Hearts pants.
This man has maxed out Scout in Deep Rock several times.
He's maxed out so many times.
He does it
He
for
doesn't
fun,
even
though,
get hit by the C4.
because no one can see him.
How can I help you?
Well, we are here in the Scavenge system. A lot of Gribblies are around, and we're gonna need someone who's a bit more experienced with dealing with these sorts of areas.
Say no more. He'll reach for his kind of little carry-on. Let me get my box of tricks.
Excellent.
He'll unfold a dizzying array of small little tools, and mostly you take out a small trowel and flip it around a few times. This'll do. So, anything special down here today?
Found some funky bees.
Oh, don't worry, they're darlings. Just don't mess with them or the hive and you'll be fine.
Yeah. Damn near went wrong, but not quite, fortunately.
The skeleton will motion over to the bee that's possibly still in the clearing.
Oh, it all wandered off ages ago. It's drunk as fuck.
That reaction.
It's about to go turn the hive into a ethanol reactor.
In that case, it will reach into the bag of holding and produce the weapon capsule. Got some atomic honey.
I would suggest very calmly disposing of that. The surface doesn't need to know that stuff exists. Too many bad folk running around causing problems with it.
Tell you what, you can take it back with you. You put this on credit for the rest of the party, including what we owe everybody else up there.
Tell you what, I'll take that off your hands. He'll take out a pair of tongs and take it and put it in a separate, larger lead-lined case. Organizes it, puts it back in his carry-all. Then we will never speak of this again, and I'll make sure you get all the accolades you deserve. Be that as it may, I'll need a full situation report on what we're dealing with here. There have been some reports of some very unsavory things down this neck of the woods.
Well, to start off with, we encountered a member of the Rat Catchers Guild who was crushed to death. Seems the culprit was a... Well, I can best describe it as a golem filled with, like, these enormous maggot-like creatures. It's like a...
White flatworms?
Yes, those remarkably nasty creatures.
We've been getting a few of those lately.
I
had to stamp them out. When you get into this line of work, son, you realize how nasty the underground can get.
Yeah.
Do you have any samples left over?
Unfortunately, the bars here sundered the fucking thing.
Best thing for them. Nastily dangerous.
Yeah, I figured just purging it completely would be the best course of action.
Down here's the best course of action. Except for the bees, of course.
Oh, by the by, we did manage to take out the organ grinder, or at least, purge it of all the maggots that infested it, but it seems it still retains some form of...
Could you draw it for me? He'll hand out you he'll hand you a grease pencil and a piece of paper on a little backing. Could you draw it for me, even vaguely?
Sure.
The skeleton begins to speak, but the ghost just puts his hand over its mouth and like, no, we are not projecting what we felt into his mind.
Greatly appreciated. He'll doff his hat. You notice it clinks slightly as he sits it back on his head.
As we'll begin drawing it.
How good is... How good is Paz at drawing?
Possibly better than the ghost. Should be.
Oh, yeah, you predate art theory. They were still sketching fucking like buffalo on the walls when you were born. Technically, you weren't even born.
However, dear Deep Driller, I do have to remind you, that thing's not dead. Whatever the fuck was piloted, that thing's never... It's in the great beyond, but the metal is still moving.
Oh, don't worry. I assume that about everything down here, everything's remarkably hard to kill. I know these kinds of things. We've run into them once or twice. Real nasty pieces of work. Bound fiends to metal machinery. I fear we may be seeing that sooner rather than later. They're very resilient, and they always learn from mistakes they made before. I should think that by the time it comes back, your little whatever you used against it, you said the light was some kind of
Holy light.
some kind of thought it might be something like that. I wouldn't think that would work again.
Yeah, I feared as much.
Question.
They adapt fast.
The people who made this, they wouldn't have to have been a follower of the Chaos God, were they?
Quite the opposite. Only a few things down here can make those kinds of things. But I've got a good idea who may be responsible. And I should think, if we are where I think we are, he'll take out a set of maps, which are complete gibberish to you. Like, they are just a network of networks of nightmarish corridors. We are here, your point, at 3 different places. If this is where I think we are, I think we'll see the culprits before long. Those things do not have that far an operational range.
The door we took to get down here was sealed with a spirit trapping device, which has disabled and rendered me 1/3 not whole. I'd like to see who made it.
I should think you'll be seeing them sooner rather than later.
Good. Because the first thing I'm going to do when I find out who's responsible is I'm going to take these hands and I'm going to wrap them around their blood-clot throat till they can't breathe no more. Oh, good. He's getting angry. I like him angry.
He reaches back.
No.
Would you like to borrow some garrote wire? It's very much more efficient. He'll hand it out. It's like it's in the roll like dental floss, but it's steel cable.
Oh, yes. I would like that.
Don't say I don't do anything for you folk. He'll tap it into your top breast pocket, which you didn't think you had until a second ago.
So, besides just avoiding the fiend golem thing, how are we to deal with it?
They all have, when they're made, they all have a very particular way to kill them. Once, if I can examine it whilst it's inert, or even whilst it's moving, assuming it's distracted. I think if you've killed it, then you've definitely got a mark on you now from it. I'll be able to figure it out. But I'll need time, and time's of the essence. But that's a few it's figuratively speaking, son. Don't worry.
Right.
It's not some physical thing. You may mark by no chaos guards.
Yeah. Good.
Don't worry. So what bound that thing into them? I'm sure it'll rumble back down to its masters, get itself a new demon housed inside its little chassis, and come ambling up to come pick your teeth out on your throat, you know. Anyway, but can I do a few tests rudimentary? Make sure you're all okay. He'll take out a bunch of what looks to be like very crude diagnostic, like pieces of like glass with mercury in, like bulbs of like weird white smoke.
I think that would be a good idea. You don't mind testing them while they're asleep? Because don't want to.
Of course not. I'm quiet as a mouse. When he does that, he holds his finger up to where you assume his mouth is, under his mask.
Could I roll knowledge local on him, maybe?
You may.
All right.
Hadion, whose nickname is AD, is he is a strict pacifist. He is the only, with that role, you know something, but most people don't know about him. You've heard of rumor. It said that when on his first outing as a scout, he trained initially as some kind of cutthroat under some pirates or something like that. Some people say he might be from one of the monasteries in the mountains even. But on his very first outing, he found a magical cleaver, which turned out to be cursed. And ever since then, no one knows what it does, but it's been said that every time that cleaver sheds blood, it does something bad to him. As a result, he's turned himself into he is a very efficient scout and strict pacifist. He can knock people out, he can even choke you out, but he will never hurt a person with an actual weapon.
Right.
The only reason people know about the cleaver is because the back end of it's blunt, and he uses it to knock people unconscious. And in one case, he actually quite badly bludgeoned another member of, I think it was the Church's Guild, because he got into Jahangir got into a fight with him, and Hadrian broke his elbow.
Bruh. Would I happen to know him from the Dragon Scouts by any chance?
He was not a Dragon Scout. He has invigilated. He is one of the people the Dragon Scouts go to for their work experience for the older Scouts.
All right.
Strictly, he's more of an instructor.
Gotcha. Yeah. Surprised I never ran into you, Hadrian, at the Scouts.
Oh, you know me. I'm always busy.
Yeah, no rest for the wicked.
The skeleton perks up while the ghost is practicing choke emotions. You wouldn't happen to have some maps that we can read?
He kind of grimaces like, down here the maps are a bit, you really do need the specialist training to read these kinds of maps. They all have Z layers, see? And as he does, he like picks up layers, and the different layers are pieces of a thin, translucent film, like flexible glass.
You have a fucking topology map that maps everything.
Well, how it is for now, they move.
The tunnels move.
The stone is as fluid as we are. You'd be surprised.
You're not about to tell me these walls are alive, are you?
Oh no, tectonic movements around Ragnarok are very, very twisted. The Ragnarok itself is something of a tectonic anomaly. It shifts around the stones it sees fit. It's like an enormous druid monolith, shaping the
Is that why
stones
the
it
island
sees fit.
moves?
We still don't know what causes that. It's not the Ragnarok, that's for sure.
Also, Bill,
But,
check DMs.
Oh, blimey.
Yes.
Are you going to be staying with us, or are you only going to be here for a little while?
I'm in here for the long haul. I had some time off. Until you phoned up.
Quite. Well, you... Can you teach a little bit of how to read?
I can try my best.
We're fast
But
learners.
I'm sure you are, darling. But first of all, let's do that testing now, shall we? Just in case someone's got some bad juju on them. And he holds up a lot of history, basically to us as a light bulb with some weird smoke inside of it.
And
I
I'm
think we'll
curious
leave
on
it
Eris's read.
We shall leave it there for the evening, I feel. I hope everyone had a good time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I mean, hold on, you absolutely fucking destroyed the meat grinder.
Zip zip.
Okay, I did promise I'd say what that's from if you... these guys aren't going to have the copy of the PDF. It's from the Book of Unremitting Horror. It's it's technically originally made for a Gumshoe series. It's made for like a modern setting. But let's see if I can find the page. I do not have the file to hand. If everyone would like to join us in the chat down below, the general chat, and I'll dig it out for those good folks at home, so everyone can pass it on, pass on the love to their parties and partners.
Indeed. Feel free to join the Discord. You'll find it probably in the
It should be linked in the description. Yes, it is always linked in the description for the Rolling the Isles Discord. So yeah, we're gonna head out then for the night. Thank you all for hanging out and watching, and we will see you all next week, or if not sooner, in the chat. All right, take care, everybody.
Alapashon.
Don't die.
Yeah, don't. That's not nice.
Die.
No.